And boop, we are live.
Jail. Olive goes to jail in this session.
Olive is going to jail in this session?
Once you revive your girlfriend,
we could have talked. Really? You wanted to talk to them?
He had storm clouds for eyes.
Oh, I don't think that's Yorda anymore.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
Oh my god.
Jesus, the music is still so loud.
Yeah, no, honestly.
Drew, why is Omegle shutting down?
Oh, yes. Topical
yeah.
things to talk about. It's because there are so many crimes on there all the time that the creator was like, we can't stop it anymore, and we lost the battle. Which sucks.
That's fair.
Now, the thing, damn it, Darby. Sorry about that.
I was like, what's going on?
Scratch. Good luck, scratches. Good luck, scratches. There you go. Perfect. Wonderful.
Oh.
But Omegle is shutting down. A good way to date the video. I was like, Gab, why'd you pause it? What are you doing? There you go. Gab, don't fuck with the audio, please.
Sorry, I couldn't get it on my computer for a second. It was like coming out of my speakers and not my headphone. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, you're all good. Don't worry about it.
We're all good.
But yeah, so it's so funny because I watch Harry Mack a lot. Go subscribe to Harry Mack. Harry Mack rocks. Super cool dude.
We love you, Harry Mack.
Freestyle rapper.
Come play with us, Harry Mack.
Oh my God, Harry Mack, play a bard in one of my games. I would explode. I'd be so happy. But he actually finished up his Omegle bar or Omegle bars series, whatever it's called. And he got to episode 100. Omega Bars 100, and he got to episode 100. And then was like, I want to move away from this. I want to create new things.
I want to move away from this. I want to do something else.
OD in Paris. I OD in. OD on Omegle. I OD in France. Okay, got it. And then so he wanted to move away. And 6 days after he shut that series down, it came out that Omegle is being shut down completely. Like, they're just turning off the service. And I'm like, insider information? He got a tip beforehand, probably, most likely.
Harry Max, he's like, I'm moving on to new things, and he's gonna drop like a full like hour-long YouTube video, like a deep dive.
How I killed Omegle.
How I
took it down from the inside.
Well, I think one of the main reasons that it got shut down really was, obviously all the crimes that were being, don't even have to say it. But I think Harry Mack was a main reason that it was succeeding because his videos are so popular with Omegle. I think he was like one of the main and new reasons that people were joining just to look for him, which is so funny.
Oh, man.
It had a good run, though.
It did. It lasted for 14 years.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Yep.
Longer than the Confederacy.
Let's go. Hell yeah. Besides anything else in the news besides Omegle?
The actor strike is over.
Yes, SAG-AFTRA. A fair deal was finally reached.
Yeah. As of today, as of midnight today.
Let's go. They're gonna get paid for their work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal.
I'll take that deal.
I'll take that deal. Damn good deal.
There we go. And with anything else from anybody else besides the SAG, do we want to play some D&D, or do we want to keep talking about the news?
Din din din.
No.
Din 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 din.
This is a news podcast.
This is yeah, exactly. All this is just show,
go.
guys. This is actually just
I gotta go.
this is just a draw in the crowds. Okay. But yeah, so Battle of the Bards, we want to finish this? You guys want to win? Thought of Tours, loot? Yes, and yes. Then, how about a deep and cleansing breath and we hop right in? That sound good?
Yar.
Okay,
Yar,
yar.
yar.
Then, if you all please join me. Oh, excellent.
Nice.
And everything after the breath is canon. Well, a quick summary. Oh, dear God, what a second part to this battle. Cinta Pleasure was knocked out. Olive helped Skylar and Yorda escape the clutches of Netlocks. Who? You did, Kate.
I don't know who you're
it.
talking about. I don't know who you're talking about.
But luckily for all of you, Netlocks interfering with the Battle of the Bards was tackled by Iggy and Yasa, taken to the ground and stopped from pursuing Yorda and Skylar. Delilah successfully flirted with Yasa's Six Spirals, a Baylor from the Sixth Circle of Hell, and there's going to be more on that later. But that's a story for another day. Last but not least, Cowrie in one attack knocked to 0 hit points by Big Romeo. And there's no time to waste. You guys do not have the option to lose. You guys must act, and you must act quickly if you want to save Cowrie and win Thol Auditor's loot and 13,000 gold. So with that, I believe we then loop back around to the beginning of the initiative order with Olive. Olive, Cowrie,
Go ape shit.
ribs
Stop being nice.
shattered in front of you, gasping for air, dying. You see Big Romeo drop Cowrie to the floor as you are riding on the back of Shasuva. What do you do?
So Big Romeo's not holding them. They've dropped them.
Big Romeo
He's
has dropped
them.
Cowrie, yes.
And does it look like he's gonna attack again?
You get the sense that if Big Romeo has the chance, he is going to follow Cinta's orders and try to kill Cowrie on the floor.
Okay, well, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm not gonna let that slide. And Drew, we established potions are bonus actions.
Potions are bonus actions in this game,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So.
I have good DM rules. Just...
You hear us, Gary Gygax Jr. Potions should be bonus actions.
He's not
Anyway.
dead. Just-
I know, I just think it's funny.
Okay, all right.
Anyway, sorry. Whew. So first, I'm gonna shoot Big Romeo because I don't like that.
With your
I don't
gun?
like. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Do
Off.
I get advantage because I'm flanking with the Duke?
Yes.
Or do I get height? How much taller is Shasuva than Big Romeo?
Shasuva has like their back, like picture like a dog. Their back is like 6 feet in the air. Like it's a yeah. You get height
So
advantage.
I get height advantage. Advantage regardless from flanking and or from whatever.
Yes.
Ooh. I did have Remy bless one of these dice and it rolled good, but not as good as the other one.
Okay.
Humana. 21 to hit.
Go. Yeah. Roll damage. Absolutely.
Okie dokie.
Are you gonna kill him?
I don't think I can do enough damage to do that quite yet. That's 7 points of damage. And I want to shoot him the same way I shot Cinta, aiming at his hand.
Shooting him the same way you shot Cinta by aiming at his hand. You and a flintlock pistol shot rings out. And Olive, what's going through your head as you watch Cowrie kind of like fall limp to the floor?
I fucking hate it. I hate that. I hate that happened. I hate that he's probably going to get away with it because of the influence he has by working with Cinta. I hate that Cinta's able to get away with this shit. I hate that so many people that we've come across are able to get away with the shit that they've done. And that there's nothing I can do about it, but at least in this moment right now, there is something I can do about it.
In that moment, as you take that shot towards Big Romeo's hand, and as all that hatred fuels such an ability to wield this weapon that you've only fired 2 or 3 times, in this moment, with such a great roll to hit Big Romeo, being so incredibly focused on your target for all the right reasons, you can now add your proficiency bonus to hit with your flintlock pistol.
Let's go!
Okay, as you hit Big Romeo in the hand, as blood begins leaking out of his massive fist, what do you do with your bonus action?
Excuse me.
You're all good.
For my bonus action, I'm going to slide off Shasuva, and I'm going to scurry over to Cowrie.
Excuse me.
Am I entering Big Romeo's certain area?
Let me just very quickly just bring...
Actually, I'm gonna slide off and go around this way, so I'm next to the Duke.
Let me actually, just to be accurate about it, if the Shasuva's there, you'd be there, and then Cowrie would be, like, there. That make sense?
Okay, yeah. No, that's perfect.
Okay, awesome.
I don't want to be near that monkey.
Monkey.
The monkey. And as I'm going, I'm holding eye contact with Big Romeo and just staring daggers into his eyes. As I kneel beside Cowrie and I take out a potion of healing and I hold their head as I tip the potion into their mouth.
Okay.
Which, let me. it's a 2d4 plus 2 hit points. Oh, jeez. It's 5 hit points to Cowrie.
Let's go. 5 hit points is 5 hit points, baby.
5 hit points is 5 hit points.
Well, and then actually, just to clarify real quick, because potions of healing in the palm of the fist are cartridges of powder, like healing powder. And so as you, well, I think it's appropriate though, because like as you kind of tilt Cowrie's head up like so gently, and as they're kind of like, and you can feel them like trying to breathe with broken ribs, like collapsed lungs, as just the smallest amount of powder is able to enter into their nose and their mouth.
Can I change that my description then? Because I forgot it was powder.
What's up?
I put some on my finger and hold it under their nose.
You have a coke nail and you give it to Cowrie. And Cowrie, as you breathe in, as your lungs expand, you can feel your ribs ever so delicately stitching themselves back together as the powder enters into your lungs, gets dissolved into the tissue, and moves outward into your rib cage. As you are back up at 5 hit points and you are back in the fight.
Ooh.
And once I see them come to consciousness, I give them a big hug and put my hands on their shoulders and say, "The show must go on."
Thanks. Thank you. And I squeeze you back very gently.
Yeah, I don't squeeze you too hard because you just broke your ribs.
Okay. I don't mean to cut you off.
That is my turn, Drew. If you will allow for an object interaction, if I could hand another potion or another powder to the Duke, so he can use on his turn.
Yeah, I'll allow that. Yeah, so you're able to shoot Big Romeo, jump off, give that potion to Cowrie, toss one to the Duke. The Duke is able to catch it and is going to take that on his turn. Sound good?
Yeah. Yep. Then
and
that's
now,
my turn.
Cowrie, I'm going to tell you this right now. You suffered more than half of your HP in one shot as a result of Big Romeo's attack, and I'm going to customize the critical wounds depending on the injury that causes them. This is a physical attack. Magical attacks kind of out there a little bit different. Certain spells can just kill you outright, but in this instance right now, your critical injuries, you get up, you are able to move around, you're able to function, you're able to fight, you have 5 hit points. However, there is a piercing pain in your ribs from the delicate stitched togetherness of them, and your hit point total, I just rolled a d10, is reduced by 9 points.
Oh, like forever?
No, this is going to apply until your next long rest.
Okay.
But if you, so just to explain how that would work, if you were to heal up to max health, your max health would now be 30 instead of 39.
Yikers. Okay. Oh, I entered that wrong. I tried to add it to change it, and it changed my max HP to 69.
Hey, let's go. Okay, but with that, Olive, excellent turn, which means we then move down to Cowrie, back up on their feet.
Okay. I am okay. I stagger to my feet and I'm kind of holding my ribs kind of bad. And I am going to I'm going to stow my rapier and I'm going to pull 32 and make an attack against Big Romeo.
Go crazy.
Is there enough room for me to scooch in between?
Give me a quick acrobatics check. Let's see, because you wouldn't be leaving Big Romeo's threatened area.
Excuse me, just trying to get through.
Acrobatics, you
pardon
say?
me. Yes.
You're so dexy.
How do we feel about a 13?
13. Big Romeo gets a +3 to this roll. He just needs to get a 9 or lower for you to be able to do this.
Okay.
That is a natural 20 from Big Romeo.
Fair enough.
You're like,
fair enough.
You're like, don't look now, and you run directly into his chest.
Just puts a hand on your face.
Okay, then maybe this will go well, and this will be like a little fake out situation.
Okay.
I run into him, and I'm going to slash with 32. But when I have to remember all my stuff I got from Olive.
Yes. They're not flying anymore, right? Because you dropped.
They attach themselves. They attach themselves to Big Romeo. Big Romeo attacked.
Well, no, I'm asking because I didn't drop concentration, but Cowrie went down to 0, does that mean that Fly is no longer there?
Let's see.
Okay.
Congrats, you can still fly if you want to.
Cool.
Yay!
Get
Yay!
out of there! Get out of there!
Okay,
Oh, no. Opportunity attacks. No.
Where did it go? Where's my?
Stab him.
I did not roll very well. So this is so it's I have to do math about it.
Yes, but you still have +2 to attack rolls and
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
ish.
With the +2, it's a 13.
A 13. Sadly, a 13 is not
13
going to hit as the sawtooth blade drags across his chest. His thick gorilla skin is just too tightly knit and too muscular for the blade to find purchase.
Okay. With that, so I stumble into him. I slash weakly with my sword and miss. And I am just going to tilt my head up towards him and say, doesn't really matter if I beat you. In the end, you're just Cinta Pleasure's pet. And I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Which is a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw.
15 wisdom save? Okay, let's see.
God damn a damn.
Oh, that is a failure from Big Romeo.
Could you imagine?
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
my feelings.
It's 2d4, so I
2d4?
roll
Okay.
good.
You got it.
5 points of psychic damage.
5 point. Okay,
Big Romeo.
not insignificant. Good. As Big Romeo seems to be like, he kind of like steps back a little bit, seemingly having that strike. And honestly, give me a quick insight check actually, as you're looking for that dice.
Let's roll a different one because, geez Louise.
We didn't get like a net.
Yeah. Insight?
Yeah.
7.
A 7. That struck a nerve with him, very obviously, and it caused him. It took away some of his confidence.
Good.
Okay, and any movement from
Good.
you.
Oh, let me see what type of attack I had to, because I don't remember if it's any attack or if it's a melee attack for my feature to not take opportunity attacks.
Oh.
Ooh.
That's
It has to be a melee
okay,
attack.
got it.
Does
So
it have to hit,
I-
or do you just have to attack? Because you.
If you depends on, it says if you make a melee attack against a creature. Are we reading that as hitting with a melee
No,
attack?
if
or-
you just make the melee attack, does not specify you have to hit. So
Okay.
What's your feat?
Oh, it's not feet, it's my subclass, swashbuckler.
swashbuckler, yes.
Boy.
I know that I need to be smart for once in my fucking life, and I clap the Duke on the shoulder so hard and dig my fingers into his arm, and I say, "If you let anything happen to her, I will destroy you." And I fly up into the air, 10 feet out of range of Big Romeo.
You fly up out of range. Big Romeo reaches out. He cannot grab you. You evade his massive arms as the Duke goes, "Yes, madame!" And the Duke is looking rough. The Duke looks bad. I just want fully. Okay, we then move down. Cowrie, great turn. We then move down to Mud. Mud on the platform with Theo, Lurjo, and now Delilah is there as well. Jet in the pipeline of water as Big Romeo is bearing down on your comrades. What do you do?
Can I use my Eldritch Claw to grab him?
Okay. That's it.
I don't know. I don't know.
You know,
I'm asking you.
I'm flipping this yes or no coin a lot, and I'll flip it one more time just for you.
What's the reach? You're so far away, baby boy.
15 feet.
Ooh,
I'm going to
got
say.
them long arms.
I'm going to say, and of course, this will be on a case-by-case basis, at least for right now. Yes, you definitely can.
Cool. I'm going to, with one attack, I'd like to try and grab him because I'm raging and throw him down off the platform.
You want to throw him down? Okay, understood.
Do it again.
Okay, go ahead. This is gonna be an opposed athletics check, but Big Rome is gonna make
advantage.
This is gonna be with disadvantage from Big Rome because he doesn't see it coming. His back is fully to you, and he's surrounded by your allies.
Natural 20!
Holy shit!
That is the second time you've done that.
Plus with the crits!
Do it again.
Both time you've tried that, it's been a nat 20. With a natural 20, you get to decide where you send him. You are able to like your fingernails grow to eldritch proportions as they sink into his shoulders and hips. As do you pull him? Do you push him? Do you pull him? Do you send? And I'll say you can move him 15 feet.
I want to throw him down onto the stone floor beneath us. Onto his back.
Okay. Nope. Okay. Well. All right. Let me just make it quick. He'll take 1d6 because that's fucking rad. Just a falling damage. 14 there. So you want to pull him down or to the left? So just not towards any of the crowd. Right there. Perfect. Excellent. And let me make a quick dex save for him really fast as he falls down and takes damage from that. Does not go prone though.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna jump down on top of him and take my second attack with my claws.
Wait, John Wick 2 concert vibes.
Yeah, great. That's great. I did a good job. Aren't you proud of me, Mom? Hold on.
You never.
You never loved me, Mom.
Okay, hold on. I have to do so much math. Hold on.
But
So what? Whoa. What are you calculating right now?
Hold on. I rolled a 14.
For what? Wait, what are you
plus
rolling
9.
for?
My attack.
Okay, got it. Okay, got it.
Jesus. I rolled a 14 plus 9 for a
23.
23. Correct? That's
Mhm.
not.
Yeah.
Because it's offhand.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And
Yep.
is it? And I just want to like sink my claws into his shoulder and say, "Don't move."
What? Well, for those that didn't see, I just chucked the paper over my shoulder because I was about to ask you how you wanted to take Big Romeo out of the fight.
Then I just want to throw him down onto the stone floor, and he looks up and sees the moon get blot out by mud as he just barrels down towards him, and just like with a crack of an elbow against his head, he knocks him out stone cold.
That's so
And
fucking
then-
sick. You're the over the hedge meme of the one cop that had to get his licks in as
Truly. And then like he tries to get up, he's a little stunned, and mud just knocks him out fully.
If you've ever seen Our Planet, there's an episode where it's this panther hunting at night, like hunting these like capybara, and there's a shot. I don't know how they got it.
I watched it.
There's this like shot of the panther leaping down from a branch, and they have it like silhouetted like against the moon. And that's what Big Romeo sees as the moonlight is darkened momentarily as he sees your insane, deformed, animalistic, humanoid mixture form bearing down on him, as all he sees before an elbow cracks into his forehead is your jaw exactly as mutilated as it was before he just like as his skull cracks into the stone and breaks a bit of it off. Big Romeo is out of the fight completely. He is done and dusted.
Yo.
There goes Big Romeo.
There
goes
my
Big Romeo.
Watch him as he
As he
sleeps.
goes.
With Big Romeo being knocked out, we then move down to her in the initiative order. Rahi is all put together thanks to your quick thinking, as well as Mud's healing powder. You, Rahi, and Olive's brother Coral, a bit of an odd couple there, are all standing on one platform. And her, give me a quick perception check, if you will, being back in the fight now. I don't like those eyebrows.
A 9.
A 9? Give me 1 second.
Should I flip my coin?
No need to flip your coin, but I will say that, like, Lurjo, Thea, and Jet all acknowledge as Big Romeo goes down, the crowd goes, no, like, you know, just accepting the violence and the chaos of this all just goes, hey! Even though most people just lost a bunch of money because Cinta's crew just got eliminated and Shosuba switched sides. You look over and you see Lurjo, Thea, and Jet all look to Big Romeo's unconscious body on the floor outside of the stage, and you're able to see Jet, Thea, and Lurjo all like share looks around each other, and Lurjo like takes out his warhammer, looks towards you, looks towards Olive and Cowrie, and kind of like cocks his head, and it almost and I'm gonna say like with the 9 because they're making this kind of obvious. Everybody here, give me an insight check very quickly.
Ooh.
10.
Insight?
Yep.
Natural 20.
Damn.
Jesus Christ,
Goodness.
dude.
Man.
Did Remy look at your
13.
dice? God damn.
22 on the Remy Bless dice.
Oh, let's go. Remy bless. Okay.
Remy
what's the
blessing.
total? Oh, it's a 23.
No, just missed it. I just okay. Her, what'd you get?
13.
13. Cowrie, the adrenaline's kind of wearing off. There's not much combat going on right now, and you're really starting to feel it in your ribs, and you're kind of like, yeah.
Oh boy.
Her. I almost called you Kate. Olive and Olive and Mud. You guys are all able to, and I think Mud with the nat 20 makes the most sense for you to kind of recognize this. You are, although you defend yourself and although you apply yourself in violent ways, you are not a violent person. You're not a violent creature. And all of you kind of recognize that like Lurjo, Thea, and Jet are not taking advantage of the opportunity that you guys just did most of the work. Lurjo, Thea, and Jet look towards each other almost like they don't want to fight you. Like there's some other way out of this if you guys would like to engage with that. And her being next to Rahi and Coral on this platform, what do you do?
Can I do an insight to see what the rest of my crew is thinking?
Yes. And I will say, give me a quick, I'll say everybody here except for her, give me a performance check, and her, give me insight with advantage.
Roll. Get rid of all these freaking dice. My goodness.
Who needs them?
10.
Olive?
Natural 1.
Oh. I mean, Mud makes his choice very clear. So.
Yeah.
I got a 15.
15. Okay.
Thank God it was
Mine's-
performance.
I got an insight of 17.
Inside of 17. Okay, got it. Her and Cowrie, you're able to have a conversation without words in this moment. I gotta be right back. Give me one. So you guys can have that conversation. I'll be right back. Give me 1 sec.
Okay.
We're just
Sort-
staring at each
okay.
other.
Just talking. No, yeah, you guys go. Go.
That in like while like pumped up on adrenaline and clearly like freaked the fuck out by having their shit rocked in what was supposed to be a non-lethal fight is ready to be done and willing to negotiate whatever we need to not have to play out the rest of the fight with these respectable, very reasonable seeming people.
Okay. I think I just like nod my head, see you in absolute pain, and
Just like
Oh
sitting
my-
there wheezing.
I think we're good. I think we're
You're
good.
good.
I think you should go home now.
Let's go home.
Stuart.
Stuart,
Okay, I'm
be
back.
jammed.
So fill me in. Oh, so what? Who? Where? Why?
Cowrie's pretty much in lots of pain and like giving a facial recognition of like let's be done if we can. So
Okay.
I'm gonna turn to Rahi and Coral and I'll be like, I'll be right back. And I'm
Got
gonna jump but also kind of levitate over to the other platform. Nothing like no weapons in hands or anything like that. I'm still the little the,
Oh, right.
the clumping
You're the
cleric.
clumping fucking cleric.
And
I
I
forgot.
just I'm like shaking my body, making lots of noise to
Yeah.
Shakira,
please the
Shakira.
crowd. And I'm gonna go over and be like, so do we? Oh, who's on the platform?
Lurjo and Thea.
I'm gonna go over to Thea, and I'm just gonna go up to her and say,
That's Rahi.
oh,
Let's
God
cook
damn
some
it."
ass. And you're like, wait a minute.
Right,
No,
come back.
I'll turn to Thea and say, we are willing to negotiate terms if we would like to finish the battle now instead of continuing on. If you're interested.
Thea, Lurjo, They look between themselves and they look down to you, having come onto their platform with no weapons and with no muscle, and just places yourself as, you see these this words orbiting around each of Thea's fingers, like Lurjo, Warhammer out, his trumpet still blaring his jazzy horn music. As Thea looks to you and she puts her hands down and she clasps them in front of her stomach and goes, "A fascinating proposal. But what would the terms be if you wish to finish this as Cowrie and the Pachydons?"
Well, we would definitely like the loot, if that is possible. And we could negotiate the terms of the money, the gold prize, maybe 50-50.
Give me okay. You mentioned the loot, and Thea goes, "That would be agreeable, yes." And then you mentioned the 50-50 split, and immediately Thea just kind of goes into arguing mode. Argumentor.
Before she even responds, I go 60-40.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
You folded so easily.
50-50, 60-40. Just immediately. She didn't even get.
She's got that mom energy.
Persuasion or performance?
Persuasion.
With advantage, you said, right?
Yeah, with advantage. For 60-40 with advantage, yeah.
24.
24.
Yeah.
Immediately, Thea sees how you fold like a cheap suit. She the word 50-50 leaves your mouth, and then immediately as the last T of 50 leaves, you immediately put your hands up and you're like 60-40, and you're just as her eyes are down and up, and as she's like, "In all honesty, 60-40 seems agreeable, yes." And she puts out her hand to shake it to agree with you.
Just double checking. You will get 60 and we will get 40, or is it the other way around?
And they say pirates are unintelligent. Yes, that is exactly the way it will go.
Okay, great. And I put my hand out to shake.
As you guys enter into a pirate's agreement, as you shake each other's hands, the little word 60-40 to Thea, and trail around your hand, kind of making this bond. As the crowd around you goes "Why are you shaking hands? Rip his dick off!" Just fucking yelling around. As Thea then lets your hand go and goes, "To be honest with you, I would have gone for 50-50, but you immediately folded instantly. But you've agreed to 60-40 in my favor, so I'm not going to say no."
I like a fair deal.
Thea looks at you and goes, "And I like someone who understands their position and argues it effectively." And then, perfect. Her being the master negotiator, we all know she is. Perfect. With that,
It could have been worse. You could have said 70-30.
Yeah.
you really
80-20, 80-20.
Could you imagine
You gotta get
walking
going.
into a business deal? You walk into a business deal and the salesman is the person you're negotiating with is 50-50. Just take it all. It immediately folds into nothing.
Gab, it's so good to have you back.
Oh yeah, Gab, fucking comedy icon. Round of applause, straight up. With all of that,
I fucked us over. I'm so sorry.
No,
we could have
we
had
got
10%
money.
more.
We
could have
got
10%
money.
more.
Jet,
I've got my hoard.
Jet hops out of the water tube and goes, "Well, now we're gonna mess you up." And Lurger goes, "We're not doing that. No, just put it away, Jet. It's all right." You see,
Please
because
don't mess me up.
my pops taught me that victory that can be won without fighting is the best kind of victory there is. And my mom is just teaching me that right now. And my mom just made it. We just won without having to fight these people. And just oh, jeez. Oh, thank God. Oh, Lord, we were going to get our shit pushed in. Oh, jeez. They just turned the dog. They just turned Shasuva over to us. Oh,
Can I,
Lord.
while they're in the middle of this conversation, we all heard about the rhymes thing, correct? Or about the ice?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to turn to Thea and I'll say, I would like to add on an extra clause to the contract.
Bold move, given we already shook on the terms. But
Well,
yes, go ahead.
It's just more information. I overheard a conversation that you were having about some ice problems with a weapon or something sacred.
Yeah, please don't blow my spot up.
Blow his spot up.
I just would like some more information on where that was, because we've been having problems with some ice folks as well.
Oh, Thea immediately kind of like cocks her head. She doesn't have any reason to not tell you this. Also, just to give an example of how crazy this is, imagine if during a Metallica concert, during the mosh pit, the band just stopped with the prelude act, and they just started having a conversation mid-concert. That's basically what's happening right now.
I'm still shaking my body. I'm still giving a performance to the crowd.
You know, you and Thea are both having it's
so loud. I'm starting to
you and Thea are having this
music.
conversation, and Thea is like, well, in all honesty, I can't see any reason not to disclose that information. Well, you must understand that Pachyderms originate from the Promise Isle. Such is the tradition of Lurjo, his father, and his tribe of the Pax Pachyderms. And with that, the tusk of Tails was stolen from the Promise Isle. And Tindrum simply, as elder of the tribe, had to recall himself back to the island.
Interesting. Thank you for that information. You have very great dance moves, and I walk back to the other.
And you as
to the other
well with your.
platform.
I have never seen someone move with such elegance while being covered in pots and pans and clackers.
Thank you, and I like walk away.
You walk away. As you begin to walk away, with Cinta and his crew being defeated, with the chaos of Yorda and Skylar resolved, are we okay with breaking from initiative order? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, and going back towards like a more like role play kind of thing, because the Battle of the Bards was just won in combination with Thea Lurjo and Jet, but was won by you guys. Congratulations, you have defeated Cinta Pleasure in combat, socially, and in front of a crowd. And boy, howdy, is that going to come back eventually?
Steal his other loot.
Oh, it already happened.
Oh, it's in my bag.
It's already in the bag. The bag man's
Leave
holding on to
with
it.
that bitch.
You stolen 3 loots from this man now.
2. No,
Two
2.
Only 2. Well,
Two.
3 if
But
you
the
count
lead now.
Demon
winning
Slayer and
fair
Rock-
and
oh, yeah.
square.
Yeah, you count winning fair and square. That's not stealing.
Then with
Well,
that,
technically, it's his boss.
Shush, 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 shush.
then with that, am I able to? Let me just really quickly. Yes. So we okay with going like a more like role play kind of centered thing as we kind of get into this?
Yeah.
I am gonna keep the map right here though, just like have some reference, just like so it all works out. We're as her negotiates as he kind of like comes over and is like, get ready to rock, and fucking everyone's like, no please, no wait.
Gun rocking.
The platform is recalled back to the starting position that it was in, with Shosuva, Cowrie, the Duke, and Olive still on it. Mud, you're kind of just able to like hook yourself up on if you want to, and just kind of like grab yourself back up.
I jump up because I can jump 24 feet in
You
the air.
jump
Jesus
24 feet in the air. I'm gonna move all this back over here.
24-foot vertical leap. What?
And you guys are moved back towards Dura, Otto, Doug, and Cade. With that, I'm going to need one. Like, can I, as you guys agree, you all kind of nod. You realize that now, with no more combat going to occur, looking out towards these thousands of screaming fans who have been enraptured by either your performances or the combat. Those that remain after Netlox was incapacitated, after Netlox jumped into the crowd, you see like the slats of like people living in Ubhab begin to open up as like even people that weren't attending the concert and are now watching out to admire the insanity going on around here. As everybody kind of reconvenes, there is still time to put on a show for all of these people if you want to kind of stretch the fame a bit further. Does that sound yes, what's up?
I will look to Cowrie and ask them, but also like project my voice and say, perhaps some music?
A little bit of a victory song wouldn't be amiss. And I'm
Their
going
wheezy
to.
lungs.
Oh yeah, right.
Maybe a little vocal warm up.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm going to. Well, actually, before I start with the Dame Slayer, I'm going to pull out the concertina that I bought not too long ago, and which is kind of like a small like accordion.
Yeah.
And just kind of like start with like a more quiet, kind of like slowly speeding up, jaunty kind of pirate shanty type song. Which I can't think of an example, but some sort of song that like that people are familiar with, like start singing Mr. Brightside at a baseball game or something. And then I'm going to pull the Dame Slayer forward and continue it at a louder volume, just to kind of like get the crowd all singing together with like, but still kind of treating it as like a conclusion to something.
A conclusion. And as you begin to play again, Drunken Sailor being arguably the most popular sea shanty of all time, you play that off and the crowd goes like silent essentially and listens to that tune, and like a wave that continues to grow pushing back towards the end of this main center of Ubhav. You're able to hear, way hey, up she rises, way hey, as everybody starts chanting along to the music. And with that incredible idea from Cowrie, I need everybody here to give me a performance check. And this is going to be done by Thea, Lurjo, and Thea, Lurjo, and Jet as well. And before you make that check, hold on, couple things. Number one, this is going to be a group check to determine whether or not the crowd wants an encore. Number one. Number two, this is going to be a group check with a DC of 20. So at least half of you have to get above a 20 on this performance check. But that also works with Lurjo, Thea, and Jet. So we're all good there.
Do I get advantage if I'm clapping some pots and pans?
And what I was going to say is you all get advantage on this from Cowrie's excellent idea to unite this crowd of the Arbor.
Yes,
Yeah,
Cowrie!
Let's go.
Cowrie.
Now, hold on to those rolls and don't tell me what you get, because we're going to get to them in a little bit, okay? Okay, excellent.
Am I allowed to flip my coin on this?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
If we flip our coin, do we roll with advantage again?
Yes. Well, no. If you
Okay.
flip your coin, you get one more roll.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna flip my coin. Do I get to pick the highest one out of the three?
Sure.
Yeah, I thought, isn't that how it
Yeah,
works?
that's how it,
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so everyone holding on to that? Got it, okay. I'm holding on to mine as well. I got it right here, and I'm gonna just look at it just very plainly. Now, just to kind of bring it back, as you guys continue to perform Drunken Sailor to 10,000 people, Otto, Cade, and Doug are fully slack-jaw in amazement as to what they just saw. Because again, just to summarize, Netlocks, a head roll, jumped into the crowd, seemingly for no reason. Iggy and Yasa then, she denied a direct order, which then caused Iggy and Yasa to pummel her to the ground, and are currently now restraining her in the crowd. Meanwhile, while all that's happening, Cinta Pleasure got knocked out. The two competing bands turned the Battle Royale into just a straight-up concert and just started performing to everybody with no fighting whatsoever. And now everyone is confused and singing pirate shanties like they're on a ship, part of the largest crew ever assembled. And no one really knows what's going on anymore.
Everyone is crew.
We are all crew.
We are crew.
We are crew, and so are you.
So we should call our watchers. Hey, what's up, crew?
What's good, crew?
Crew.
Dura Strongwind, surprisingly, is the only person to have a level head about her to know exactly, like, scanning the social situation to be like, we need to keep this moving along, essentially. Just goes, a rich bastard beaten down, a poor sport pummeled, and to the victor, goes the spoils. Get back on here so we can make you all rich. And she beckons for everybody to rejoin the judges on the stage as the platforms are and are with the crowd listening in. Reassemble the platforms back into the slats that they originally flew off of. So the stage is now one solid object once again. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. And with that, I can then move back to the RP overlay. Boop. Boop. Everything's messed up.
Hey.
Oh no!
Cowrie gone.
Where do I go?
Cowrie gone.
I love being Cowrie. Oh, and Mud.
You're mud.
Oh.
You're mud
How
now.
does it feel?
There you go.
How did it feel?
Why am I
Covered
so
in
zoomed
mud.
in? Oh, that's fine.
You guys, so as everything kind of like reclacks together, holding on, again, have this performance check just like written down. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. Just to make sure. And as the platforms reconnect, you look out and you see people smiling and clapping and hollering your names, but they're drowned out by this song of unity of everybody. That, you know, Cowrie's idea, but everyone contributing to it. All of these people united. Can I get everyone here to give me a perception check really fast?
Ooh. Still hold on to our performance checks.
Yes, hold on to those. Those will become relevant in a little bit, okay?
13.
22.
13, 22,
19.
19,
16.
16. Olive, you see Cowrie in the most pain they've ever been in their life, probably.
No,
And
Control.
they, again, still shimmering and glittering from all the magic that was placed upon them maybe only 10 minutes ago, and you're infatuated looking at them momentarily. Cowrie, Mud, and her focusing out on the crowd and gazing at all of the faces, seeing all the people singing. Those that are not singing stand out even more. And you're able to see off in the crowd, maybe 100, 200 people, 200 people back. You see a beaten, bloodied, bruised Cinta Pleasure. He has a torn coat. He's lootless. No one is even looking at him in this moment. And you're all able to see his mandrill monkey face. It is a blank expression from the nose down, like nothing from his nose or mouth or ears, but his eyes are just staring at each of you with murderous revenge in his mind. And Cinta then very rapidly is swallowed by the rest of the crowd, as there is no way for you to lock your eyes on him for more than 3 seconds before it's an infinite sea of the most diverse people you've ever seen, all singing along, grabbing each other, drinking, and just having a raucous time. And let me change the music over real quick. Any kind of camaraderie around as you guys kind of notice him and you guys are having such a great time, any kind of interaction that you guys want to have on this stage.
Just after what I think we can all agree has been a couple tough knocks for Rochi turned Morchi to have a definite win on our side and look at all of these people here and knowing that I can trust them to look after me and that I want to look after them in return is just like Cowrie, already sparkly and glowing, is practically hello. It's practically outshone by just like the love on their face for you guys, like looking more at you than at the singing crowd.
That's so wonderful.
In contrast to that, Mud has shrank fully in on himself. He's like, his hands keep like jumping up to like cover his ears, and then he keeps like pulling them down. So he's like, that's rude. And he's just trying to sidle behind somebody, but the stage is like, is the stage like a 360 view, or is it like
so currently there is a backstage right behind you. So it's like, you know, that open area that you guys were kind of like chatting in, and then it's a sea of people in front of you.
Yeah, Mud will try to slink behind like Dura or somebody equally big and just be like, don't mind me.
So Dura walked forward to like address the crowd and keep everything under control, and you are trying to hide behind her as she is like.
Well, no, if she's like center of attention, then fuck no.
Okay, excellent. But you do see Doug, Cade, and Otto all sitting on their thrones, standing up and applauding and singing along to everything.
I think he's just gonna try and sneak off stage left.
You just fully try to leave. Give me a quick stealth check.
No, I don't try to leave, but I just try to be like.
Give me a quick stealth check with disadvantage.
Sorry, I don't mean to make this about me.
No, you're totally cool.
Can I make a perception check to see him go?
You can see him go.
It's fine. Okay. Damn it, disadvantage?
Yes, a disadvantage.
Because I rolled another natural 20 and a 4.
with a 4?
Which is an 8 total.
Which is an 8. The crowd basically sees you leaving, and like 20% of the singers just go into like a serious applause, being like, "That guy, Velociraptor dude, the dude with the mouth," and just starts hooting and hollering at like, because they have no idea who you are, but they know like your presentation. And they're just like very proud of you as you just kind of like hide behind one of the curtains as you're trying to hide yourself away.
Just, like, peeking out from one of the curtains, like. Ugh.
No, 100%. And like, yes, Olive.
I want to extend a hand to Mud.
Aww.
To invite him to take my hand, and I'm like trying to form like a line of performers to prep for a bow.
Oh, Lurja looks over and is like, "I could do that, yeah." And Thea's like, "That seems most appropriate." Jet's like, "Okay." And you all guys again can begin to like kind of move and get into line as like everyone's kind of making their like very brash kind of like waves. As that's happening, anything from her in this moment?
I think her is kind of going along with the flow, but then also is looking back at the Duke and Rocky for approval to see if they're also like how they're doing.
Rahi keeps her. The Duke immediately steps forward and like puts an arm like around your shoulders and takes off his hat and like kind of like bows and like kind of branches his rapier and goes, "Capitan, this is wonderful. I need to go to the hospital. I am very injured. I have lost a lot of blood."
You look so good. This is the best you've ever looked. You're glowing.
"That is fantastic." And he's like on your right side, and on your left side, arms just fully crossed. You just hear Rahi's like half plate armor like clink up as she just kind of like stands right next to you. And give me a quick perception check.
Oh no. Oh no. A 12.
12? 1 second. Wait, I can't roll that. That's Lurjo. There we go. I'm gonna roll this. You are able to, as Rahi stands next to you, again, you're very much like on the Duke. The Duke is like very like flamboyant. He's just very eye-catching. And as you stand next to Rahi, ever so slightly in your shoulder, you are able to feel a little arc of lightning emerge out either from Rahi or from you and connect your shoulders momentarily as you realize that in the when she wasn't in the time that she hasn't been trying to hurt you, this is the closest you two have stood together.
Oh, I'm gonna turn to Rahi and I'm gonna go, "Sorry if I zapped you," and then I'm gonna walk away.
You're gonna where are you gonna walk away to?
I'm gonna walk on the other side of the Duke because I'm embarrassed.
I think at that point, as she tries to walk away, the line has already been forming, so they have to hold
There's
hands.
arm in arm. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
As the line is kind of like forming up, as everyone's kind of like linking up, you guys are able to watch as you hear and you are able to hear two massive pirates as you hear like a bunch. It's like Scrooge McDuck's mansion in the middle of a typhoon as you hear like a wave of gold moving around in the largest chest you've ever seen. As like these two jacked, clearly like gunners, like people that manage cannons, like move cannons around, are like struggling to lift this giant chest and walk it out to the middle of the stage. As Dura kind of like gestures them around, like they try to go through the line, and then Dura's like, "Don't break the line," and then they go, and they have to go all the way around. They go around Rahi. Rahi goes, Doesn't look that heavy. They have to clink their way all the way up to the center of everybody as they put it down. They put that down. Just a quick investigation check as you're looking at this chest. Very quickly. Because we like rolling dice.
Zero.
Zero? Jeez. Cowrie, it's
That one minus one. Shiny.
Cowrie, they're pirates. It's empty.
Oh no.
No, they got robbed. Oh, what did everybody else get?
7.
7.
9.
9.
8.
8. Okay. It's a chest. I was gonna give you guys like.
I turn to Rahi and I go, "Oh, what do you think's inside there?"
She looks at it and Rahi immediately goes, 260 pounds of gold exactly.
Sick. And I'm just gonna. I'm still like fully blushing, and I'm not looking at her. Anyway.
I love how you're still disguised as the clumping cleric too.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah, people in the crowd are like, did that clumping cleric just shock the bastard of the storm? What's going on over there? There's a dead man. Let her get jelly beans in a jar.
She do so good.
She just knows how she has special interests, and one of them is knowing how much things weigh because she lifts so much heavy stuff.
Does I remember that clip of Buford from Phineas and Ferb?
Oh yeah.
Wait, which one?
I'll find it.
Oh yeah, oh god. I'm gonna play that on the watch together, and there's gonna be the background music of Buford guessing jelly beans. Oh yeah, that's when he eats all of them, right? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm a pirate. I'm a pirate. Okay. Dura like walks around the line again, not wanting to break any through anything here. And just very quickly just kind of says to you, like, down a line, just goes, okay, so you all better have some kind of plan to divvy this up because you guys are not going to kill each other on this stage. We got it? Got it? Good. Excellent. Cool. And she starts, like, giving, like, thumbs up to everybody. Like, she's like, okay, thumbs up. Good. Yes. Good. Rad. Awesome. Walks away. Gets to you, Olive, specifically. And she stops, and she kind of looks at you. Again, cheering crowds, like just so much applause, so much flattery. It's like a at this point, it's like a 5-minute standing ovation. And you have to wonder, like, is the crowd just the party and they're not even paying attention to you? Or is like, you have to wonder how long this would go on for. And she stops herself and she goes, you're Olive, right?
I am.
And you see, she switches from common, and you're able to recognize she's speaking primordial to you now. And she attempts to speak primordial. She's been taking some lessons from Cowrie and Jordan. And she tries to speak it to you, and she goes, I look at you, Jordan, very... And you realize it's in very broken primordial, and she's still very early on in her lessons.
Yeah. You can speak in common to me if that's easier.
Oh, thank fuck. Okay. What I was gonna say.
I speak common.
No, I was trying to bridge a gap in attempting that, but you know, I'm still learning.
The effort is appreciated, but I'm very tired, so you can speak in common to me.
Well, look, I think it came through because I think I did that perfectly. Jordan is very excited to see you again. Cowrie too.
They're here?
They're on their way, and they're moving quickly.
How quickly?
I don't know. Like, you've seen them. You know what they can do. They're moving fast.
Yes, and I want to see them too, but we probably won't be in the city for very long once this is over.
We will catch them on the way out then.
Very well. And they can't see my parents, by the way.
Oh, I know. Oh, I'm fully aware.
Wonderful.
And then she just says one more thing to you and goes, and I just want to let you know, because I don't want to put anything on anybody out of the blue, you might have a crazy couple of days coming your way.
What's one more?
I like your attitude. I like that.
Thank you.
And again, it's like towering orcish woman, jacked. A parrot just goes crazy. It's like the parrot just kind of like parroting, and it goes like, yeah, that's that guy said. And goes, and she takes a giant hand and puts it on your shoulder and goes, you did. Oh, hey, you're okay. You're all right. If I was gonna hit you, you'd know I was trying to hit you.
That's true.
And she kind of like shakes you and goes like, you did great out there.
Thank you.
She nods to you, and with a flourish of her wrist, the two pirates crack open the chest, and Cowrie, your stomach, it's in your heart, and it drops back down in relief as the lead ball exits, as you see a veritable, like, more handfuls of gold than you could possibly imagine. It's almost in similar size to a coffin with how big this is, as this is the most gold piece you've ever seen. The only other time you've seen something comparable is at the Wealth Temple, with the giant constant stream of gold and platinum and silver coins. This is thousands upon thousands of gold pieces. As you guys are all looking upon it, as the crowd immediately, like, 80, 90 hands, like, kind of clamber onto the stage to try to, like, get to it, and the pirates go, like, "Urgh," and they kind of, like, growl at them to make them back up, essentially. And they basically just turn to all of you and she goes, now, you want to take it now, or do you want to take it, like, late? Like, how you want to do this exactly?
That's what it is.
Probably now.
Now would be
Yeah.
preferable. Yes.
All right, nope, yep, go crazy. Thea goes, and I will. And Thea immediately steps up, and she takes a word out of her hand, and she expands it out into very, like, big block letter common, and just says division. And she immediately tosses it into the gold, and you guys are able to watch as the gold pieces begin.
Schoolhouse Rock over here.
The gold pieces begin to go and begin to pop away and just go into words like gold, 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 shiny, metal, gone, wealth, gone, money. And you're able to watch as 60% of the gold begins to whittle down from the chest, as the gold begins to pull itself into Thea's spell book. As at exactly 60%, she closes the book and goes, and that is my side of the bargain. Help yourselves. And she steps away.
I'm just gonna start kind of like tentatively looks at everyone and starts taking a handful and going, one.
Should Mud or Rahi just carry the chest, or both of them?
Oh, I could do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
maybe something more inconspicuous than just carrying. Well, here.
What about that bag, Cowrie? With the friend?
No.
The thing is, I don't think we'd get it back. We'd have to get another
We'd have to get more
astounding
bacon.
amount of bacon. Yeah.
Here, this might take longer than what Miss Vin did, but I will divvy up the 40% amongst the four of us. And do we cut Delilah into this?
Delilah,
she's not here.
I have something else planned for her a little bit later, so we're all good there.
Okay, yeah, then I
She's
divvy
getting
up.
to fuck a demon.
Then I divvy the 40% amongst the four of us, which is how much, Drew?
That is going to be 1,300 for the four of you then.
Okay.
1,300 each?
Yep, 1,300 each. Yes.
Each.
Yeah.
God, motherfucking damn.
Well, again, Rahi and the Duke are kind of like, and we are going to get our cut, right, Capitan? My organs are all backwards now.
Mud will split up his thing and just give it to both of them.
Oh, cool. About like 650 gold for each of them. They go,
Yep, yeah.
That is more than enough to cover my medical bills. As Rahi goes, thank you. And you're able to watch as the gold with Rahi just metallically like enters into her gauntlet, basically.
Duke, that has to go to Phoebe.
I am aware of that. I just realized something, that if we divvy it up evenly, we need to beg for people to pay off the debt.
Yeah. Well, you worked at the Triple S. Did you not make anything?
I'm so sorry. I was very inconsiderate. Hold on, everyone, give me your money back, and I divvy up. I
got
set
you.
aside. What was it, 5,000?
So it's
Gold?
it's 5,300. That is going to be minus 4,400. This is a hot part of D&D. This is accounting.
Oh, yeah.
5,300 minus 4,400 would equal 900 gold left to split between the four of you.
Okay. What was the number before so I can subtract it?
5,300. That's 40%.
No. When it was split up by the four of us
we
before.
had 1,300 before.
1,300.
Yeah, okay, so
and now it's 900.
Yeah, and
yes,
I
it's
give
not- yes.
the amount that Phoebe her and the Duke owe Phoebe, I give to the two of them.
Yes. So immediately, so the Duke and her both take 2,200 gold. Okay. How about this? Don't even factor in that. We're gonna assume that that's just like a separate thing outside of your current count. Okay. So her and Duke. So here's how we're gonna do it. Here's the easiest way to do it. I'm gonna subtract 4,400 from 5,300, and we're just gonna say that exists outside of your inventories right now. Let's just say that you have like Phoebe's payment essentially, and the remainder of the gold. That being 900 to divvy up around with all of you, that will be what's in your gold inventory. Make sense?
Yes.
Sound good?
Yeah.
I think that's the easiest way to do that, right?
So we all have 900 amongst ourselves.
No, it's 900 between the four of us.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
between the four of us.
Yep,
I understand.
divided by 4, that'd be 225 gold per person.
Here we go.
Quick math.
Sick.
Really?
Gold is gold.
Taking a bit of a reduction there.
What was it? 220?
225.
Add
A
it on
small
to whatever
price
you
to
have
pay
right
for
now, yeah.
her's hands
And the Duke's hands.
and the Duke's hands.
And might will do some quick math. He's gonna save 60 gold for himself and give the rest to Rahi and the Duke.
Okay, perfect. 60 gold to himself. That would be 165 then.
Calculator.
Got it.
Either way, it's more than I can fit in two hands. So let's go.
I give them. Yeah. Okay.
We
wait.
call that yar math. Honor just kind of chimes in.
Yar math.
So okay, everything divvied up there. Right, we're all good with the gold section.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great rewards there. Bit of a pay cut, but you didn't have to fight. And hey, new people to see if you guys ever go to the Promise Isle to resolve the Tusk of Tales and the ice blocks. But with that, Otto saying yar math. He's like, oh, you mean this episode as well? And Otto steps forward.
Otto, do a little. You know how you're really good at like all those different accents. Can you do one for the crowd?
Yar, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think there's any perfect accent that I could do that would please these people more than the one that I was born with that I'm speaking in now.
That's so sweet.
Well, for what do pirates love but more pirates?
Gold. They like gold more than other pirates.
You're right! He looks at the crowd and he goes, a ringly-dingly-ding-a-ding. Quick performance from Otto. Not 20. They the first 40 people in the crowd pass out. Their blood pressure is too high, and they're having too much fun, and they just fully black out. He even does like a little like
God.
jumping jig along with it, and they're just.
Cowrie sheds a tear.
I call that one the handful. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
I think Cam is crying.
Half from the beautiful performance, half from the pain of 4 broken ribs. I'm crying for so many reasons.
He rolled in that 20. That's what kills me on
I
this.
just looked over to Gab, and I just saw your hand drop by like 2 inches, and I just saw teeth. I just saw like a crazed grin. That's all. Oh, the caffeine's getting to me.
Mud will gently poke Cowrie's shoulder and cast your wounds.
Oh.
Very smart.
Oh, I do extra because I have the moonsicle. Hang on, sorry.
Ooh, moonsicle.
Jesus.
Moonsicle.
Moonsicle. It's a moonsicle.
Tastes like cheese.
Hang on. When you cast
This is the
a
moon.
spell that restores hit points, you can roll a d4 and add the extra number. Okay. Oh, you heal 11 hit points. Wait.
Nice.
I also have a modifier. Hang on.
Drew, what's the handful? I feel like we should make that a dance and
You
learn it.
heal
Just this.
14. 14.
Thank you, Mud.
God,
Is
after that
able to
laugh-
take a slightly deeper breath
Oh yeah,
and nods at you gratefully.
you're feeling here. That's the thing. You're still in a long rest. You're still gonna feel some pain. You're feeling a hell of a lot better now.
Oh yes.
God, after seeing you laugh, I am like sweating. So holy shit. Okay. Otto steps up after doing his little jig, and after just causing ladies and men to swoon and pass out in the front of the crowd, he says, "And for the winners of the Battle of the Bards, what better reward for a bard than a lute? And the one and only lute of Thauditor the First." And what none of you guys have noticed up until now, Otto just fully opens up his billowing trench coat and pulls the lute out from his side as he has just had it on him this entire time.
We didn't even need to go in the Battle of the Bards. We could have just stole it from him.
Could have just killed Otto, honestly, but
At what
Birds
cost?
with
At what
one
cost?
stone.
it's like,
Emotionally.
you seem very perturbed. Court, who do you think had the lute?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to? Oh no, right? Well,
I gently nudged
Wait,
Cowrie
wait,
forward
wait.
to accept
Wait.
the loot.
Wait. I'm sorry. How does Otto know that that's her when her is disguised as a clump of
I'm so
He's
sorry.
wise.
He's wise beyond his years.
He looks up his eye
Rolling
patch,
it-
fully intact eye, and goes, ding, and then puts it back down.
No. Make him roll an intelligence check.
God, okay, -8. Let's see where this guy goes.
Otto knows all.
8 minus 8 equals 0.
Good.
Well, he goes, well, there was an entire story of how I came to have this, but if you'd rather me just present it to one of you, I can do that as well.
Oh, actually, the story would be kind of nice if you could do a brief recap.
Well, thought it was one sunny evening on which I was born. Now,
Ooh. Skip ahead.
understandable. Well, put it very simply, Hardjackatur is in a bit of debt. Hardjackatur is the daughter of Thauditor the 23rd, and kind of went against societal traditions by not taking her father's name. And, well, let's say, sailing the seas trying to make a name for themselves, got into some debts with some very bad people. Cutterjack, specifically. And, well, what better thing to pay off the debt than the most expensive thing they can find, which is the loot that has been in their family for hundreds and hundreds of years. And so Cutterjack, of course, giving the profits to me. Now, we originally talked about there is the split of shares between captain and crew. And so originally my idea was to chop it in half and I get 80% and Cutterjack would get 20. But then Cutterjack talked me out of that because I was on the snuff powder, so.
I am glad you did not cut this ancient artifact in half. Not even in half, in 80/20s.
After I sobered up, I was as well, Cowrie, I'll tell you that much. I feel like every time and I'm just looking at Gab's face, what is going through her mind as she's hearing this?
I think part of me just kind of zoned out during the story and then was like caught on at the end and was like 80/20, you were gonna split the loot, and I just have a really big my face is just really confused and like in a big like scowl, like what
Huh?
this man like
Yeah. Mud Olive, any thoughts about that?
Is very relieved because when she hears Otto say he was gonna chop at 8/20, she's like, she knows how literal pirates are, and so she's very relieved that this artifact was not chopped. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then Mud kind of off the stage left, chilling out. Any thoughts?
Mud's just gotta make a perception check to try and see Yorda. No, they ran away. They're not here.
I'm gonna be
anymore.
honest with you, they're full gone. They're off in the districts. They're
full
running
gone.
away. They're making a break for it.
Yeah. Nah, Mud's just gonna.
Okay. And as the loot is revealed, I can give a description of what it looks like. You're able, again, ancient glory. This thing is obviously more of an artifact than it is an instrument. You're able to see a triangular body of the lute. It's made of caramel wood. The neck being that of a wood that has been dyed gray by a combination of ores and charcoal. You see the tuning pegs at the top of at like the end of the neck used to kind of like tune the strings. Each is a different gemstone, diamond and sapphire and emerald and ruby. And the strings are seemingly made of platinum themselves, and they catch the light of the moon and they reflect the beams back into the crowd. Like lens flare, lens flare, lens flare. And the sound hole of the lute, what leads into the body of the lute, you realize it's not just a hole, but it's a shape in and of itself that leads into the lute. It's in the shape of a triangle, with the wood expertly removed from it so that it appears like a dwarf's head turned to the side, just like your Atura chips that you received so long ago. And as Otto displays the lute, the crowd erupts. He waits for one of you to take it.
I nudge Cowrie forward.
Cowrie is already like vibrating with excitement and is going to more carefully than they do most things, is going to take the lute.
Okay.
And just like marvel at it for a moment.
Okay.
And then hold it very close.
Cowrie, being more careful than you've ever been with things before. Very careful with things. You take the lute in your hand. And as your hand approaches the body, and as your hand approaches the neck, there's almost like, and whether it's from the adrenaline or the delirium from the pain or the fact that one of your eyes is crying from laughter and all of the other senses, you're like shaking. And as the wood touches your hands, your breath, it catches in your chest. And you feel this like growing anxiety inside of you, like something incredible or terrible is about to happen. And then nothing. Nothing whatsoever. It's a bit heavier than you expected, but there's no sudden surge of energy, no grand angelic choir. Nothing grand happens at all. And of course, the crowd still raving, and Otto, almost a member of your family, smiling and looking at you. Besides what I would assume to be pride that you feel from winning such an extravagant artifact, for all the talk of gods and magic, nothing happens as you take the lute into your hands.
I look at it for a moment, and I'm like trying to get the feel of it, I guess. And actually, then I'm going to tentatively pluck a couple strings, not really plucking a tune of any kind, but just like the way that people do when they're like tuning an instrument, just trying to get a feel for it and how it sounds.
Give me a quick perception check with advantage as you just kind of like trying to tune it properly.
Perception is a 24.
With a 24, you have been using lutes for so long, and you know when one doesn't sound right. And this lute doesn't sound right. And I don't know what's going on in your head right now. I hate to disappoint. You're like, this is wrong, and you wonder why. And because your ears are so finely tuned to the sounds that lutes make, you are able to recognize that something is causing the wood to not, or is touching the wood to stop the vibrations of the strings from being as effective as possible.
I'm going to... Do I have a spell for this? I'm going to kind of like hold my face up close to like the hole and see if there's like something inside it that's like messing with the resonance and all the something in there blocking
The
it.
bagman. No, I'm just kidding. What-
His hand pops out.
you're able to look into the loot, and what an incredible idea, because in like past the head, like the weird shadows there that are being cast, you're able to see an Eter chip inside. Oh, what's up, DM Steve? How you doing? Forge Lord,
DM
always coming out to
Steve.
support. We really do
Forge
appreciate that.
Lord.
Buckle up. Okay.
I'm going to. Oh, do I have like? I must have something useful. Let's see.
Well, it's also just like a hole leading into the
That's
loot.
true. What is included in my?
They got small hands.
I am going to. Yeah, I'll just try and like. I was seeing if I had anything good in my thieves' tools that would help.
Yeah. As
I'll like try and maneuver, like maybe like a small file in, try and like loosen it or like try and get.
Oh yeah, and
my hand
honestly,
in.
like just tipping it upside down, like kind of like moving it around, you're just kind of able to have it just kind of fall like out of the mouth of the dwarven head, turned to the side, and this small little Eter chip falls into your hand, and you realize that this Eter chip is very strange because it's not as heavy as the one that you got from. It's not as heavy as the one that you got from basically from the well all those months ago. You realize that it's carved from stone, and it too has a dwarven head like turned to the side. And on the other side, as you're able to like, kind of like flip it around, it has two forge tools crossed into an X on top of an anvil. And you realize, like, you know, it's a little bit rough. It's not in perfect condition. But as you hold on to it, you would realize what this is. It doesn't glimmer, it doesn't shine, it's nothing opulent like the loot itself. But you would realize that this is a pick. I don't know if Cowrie's ever used a pick before, and I'll let you decide. But you know that it's used by only the best bards to pluck away at the strings of lutes to produce sounds that no fingers or nails can replicate.
I would say, as someone with a penchant for collecting small pretty things, while has not played with a pick as often as they have spotted them as like wonderful little trinkets to keep with them, and has used them just by the fact that there's something like that Cowrie is very fond of.
Okay, excellent. As you have that pick in your hand, now I'm going to take those encore rolls that I wanted from each of you. What did everybody get? Or I can go first and tell you what I got.
Yeah, let's go down the line.
problem.
Why don't you call on us?
Lurjo got a nat 20. Thea got a 16 plus 5. Jet got a 16 plus 5. Only one of you has to roll above a 20 for the encore to go on. Kate, what did Olive roll?
18.
18, okay. Darby, what did Cowrie roll?
I rolled a nat 20 for a 30 total.
Oh my god! Of course.
Gab, what did her roll?
I was being so calm when I rolled
Wow.
that.
22 from her. And
Oh,
Mud,
let's
what'd you
fucking
roll?
go.
I mean, Moss, what did Mud roll?
7.
7, understandable. But
Dang.
again, sense is kind of coming back to everybody else. As the loot transitions from Otto's hand to Cowrie, the wave, the screams and the wonder of the crowd as the objective of such a long journey has finally been passed off and is now in your possession, and you're able to hear, specifically with a nat 20, Cowrie, Cowrie, Shadrach, encore, and the crowd is begging you for another shanty.
With that, I am going to take the loot of Thulfadatur and take the pick, and I'm going to. I'm trying to think of another.
You're still flying.
What?
You're still flying.
Oh, I'm going to remember that and fly up a little bit higher. And I'm going to get started on. I'm trying to think. We're going to do another. The Wellerman. Another
The
shanty
Wellerman.
that everyone will know.
There once, and as you strum the lute, just the most perfect, harmonious sound that anyone could possibly imagine. And I need everybody here to give me a DC 25 strength saving throw or a charisma saving throw. And this is going to apply to all NPCs and head rolls. And not from you, Cowrie.
25 charisma or strength.
25 charisma or strength saving throw. All NPCs will do this. All head rolls will do this. And Cowrie, you're not going to make this save. And that's where we're going to take a quick break. And we're going to come back in about 10 minutes.
Oh
Oh,
no!
I'm not
Oh,
raging.
The conclusion of the Battle of the Bards. Are we all having a good time?
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
Excellent.
I have
I'm-
two
Why is it
theories, and I'm scared of one of them.
I'm so very excited. Well, everybody, go pee, go get a snack. We're gonna get back in about maybe 5-10 minutes. And everybody, buckle up.
Aw.
Buckle
Oh,
up.
no.
I'll catch you all very
no.
soon.
Oh no!
Oh no. Marathon. It's time to marathon.
Guys,
Let's
we
go.
are literally
Finish
just
the
going right
sprint.
now.
Yes,
We're going
right off.
hard. Okay, so we all ready to hop back
Step
into
on the
it?
gas.
Oh,
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you for those numbers of the strength save or the charisma save in a little bit. Similar to the encore roll, okay?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, Cowrie. You're levitating maybe 8 feet, 10 feet in the air, okay?
Hmm.
You strum the chords of your lute. And we're going to cut away from your perspective on things for a little bit. So what you're experiencing right now and what everybody else is experiencing right now are two completely different things, all right?
Right.
As Cowrie strums the lute, shockwaves explode out from them that are comparable to 80-mile-an-hour hurricane winds. And you are all hit with these winds immediately. It occurs in a circle around Cowrie, pushing out into all angles, and seemingly goes for several hundred feet, both into the rear section of the stage, like backstage, and also into the crowd. This hits Dura and Doug and Otto and Cade. It hits every NPC, friendly or otherwise. It hits all the head rolls. Everyone is affected by this. And as this force hits you all, you can feel it deep in your chest. Here I am. As this hits you, we're going to slow down time a little bit, okay? I need a perception check or an arcana check or a survival check. It's going to be a DC 18 from everybody but Cowrie, okay?
Perception, Arcana, or Survival.
Yep, whatever one you're best at.
18 Arcana.
18 arcana. Moss rolled so
Shit.
hard he left. If that's a 20, I'm going to
Did
walk
you, if
away.
you crit again, I
It's
swear to
not.
God.
It's not. It's
Okay,
not.
got
It's
it.
It's an 18. It's
Natural
18
20
plus 6.
Georg.
What was it? It was
It's a-
Arcana.
Perception,
Survival.
arcana, or survival.
I got 24.
It's,
Survival.
oh, you did survival? Then I'll do the 18 on perception.
Excellent. So I'll just go around her. I feel like you would understand wind better than the other members of the party, just like due to your biology as an air genasi and also just due to your storm sorcery in general. And you would know, especially like, being in that horrific, hellish Triple F tavern nightmare of sailing through that storm, you know that wind, it like whips and tears and like makes you cry, and it's like deafening from how loud it is.
Wait. I have a feat, or I have a thing that goes along with my features.
Okay.
Where is it? I have the ability for a 20-foot radius to subtly control the weather around me. Is it, if it's windy, you can use a bonus action each round to choose the direction the wind blows, up to a 100-foot radius sphere centered on you. Is it possible to have this not affect me and the people around me?
I'm going to cut out all of the flowery language because that's super cool, and I want to reward you for that. But I have to be honest, with this effect, that's not going to do anything.
Okay.
And however, because that's super cool, and I never want to shoot something down completely, you would know immediately that it's a part of you. You can control it. And this isn't wind. You would know that as plainly as possible. This is mimicking wind. This is giving the same sensations as wind, but it is not a force of natural occurrences like how clouds form and storms form and rainfall and wind whips across the sea. This is not wind. In fact, as this I'm just gonna call it a shockwave, sinks into your chest, you like feel your heart begin to beat along with it. And it's almost as if your entire body responds in rhythm to how Cowrie plays. Olive, with your Arcana. Immediately insane magic. You would know this. It's insane, it's pure, it's unfiltered, celestial energy. It's pouring forth out of Cowrie's music right now. And you would also get the sense that this is not something that can be purposefully cast, and it also probably can't be counterspelled either. This is just something that's happening as a result of Cowrie bringing the pick and the loot together. And Mud for the survival. Again, your feet haven't even left the ground yet, as all of you kind of, with your very individual and specialized knowledge and abilities, very appropriate for each of you, Mud, survival. There have been very few times you've heard something like this. You've heard it when you've put your ear into a forest floor to just listen to the ambient hums of the world around you. Or when you kind of like raise your hand up and you can just feel the vibrations of a far-off storm. Or in your feet and your toes and your soles, the subtle vibrations before an earthquake hits somewhere. This is not wind. And all of you, in your unique ways, are able to recognize what it is. This is pure, low-frequency sound at an incredible volume. Specifically, bass. Bass that is so powerful, it's mimicking hurricane-force winds. Okay? Now, I'm going to have to do a little bit of talking because during the break, I did a lot of rolling of dice, okay? And I managed to roll this save for every head roll and all of the NPCs that were on the planet of the vase. And I rolled it for all of the NPCs that were on the owlbear and in the initiative order, okay? So I'm just going to say what happens to all of them right now. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is before I want to get to all of your saves to see what you guys can do. This is just what happens around you. Iggy immediately falls down and is unwrapped from netlocks and is blown away going north. Oh, sorry, going south. Just straight up down the road. You see him pop off and just begin to fly away as he failed the save. And so Iggy just is a creature of wind and sky, is manipulated and pulled around like a noodle in front of a fan and just goes tumbling down the city by blocks and blocks and blocks. Ortux, who I really haven't ever touched on before, but it's okay. He's an eye-patched beholder who has the ability to fly, who is in like the southwest quadrant of the crowd. Given he is flying when he is hit by these winds, he also failed the save. And he literally just and flies off into the sky by thousands and thousands of feet, and he shatters through a live-and-lean building before escaping out of the palm leaves and team rockets his way away and disappears in a blink as Ortux is gone. However, luckily enough, Gilligan succeeds. Gilligan succeeds. You watch as Gilligan goes, and in this moment, moving ridiculously fast, is able to grab onto Edwards. You see he drops down from his perch, Gilligan. He drops down. He buries his feet into the sand. He curls himself into a ball, hunches over, and using his entire like King Kong form to block the shockwave, is willing to put himself in direct danger to protect his little buddy. As Gilligan is able to remain planted directly to the what would be to the south of all of you. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Netlocks also passes. And you watch as Netlocks bends over, basically in like a downward dog position, and plants their feet and hands deep into the bedrock underneath them. And essentially in like a track race starting position, even though they slide about like 15 feet back, they just they remain planted and they do not move. They are not blown away. Okay? Mm-hmm. We're going to get to Yasa and Talantis now. All right? This is where it gets interesting. They're an angel and a Baelor. They're two sides of the same coin. In this moment, again, incredible beings of incredible magical power are able to react very quickly to this, but are still hit with this shockwave. Almost as if the world moves slower to them with how powerful they are. Yasa immediately senses this going on and tries to get her blade out of her sheath to lunge forward and kill Cowrie. And again, doesn't make it that far because of how slow everything's moving right now, but the blade gets maybe like 70% out as Yasa tries to surge forward. Talantis turns her eyes to the common people, not concerned with Cowrie, but concerned with how this is going to affect the general populace, and her wings, elegant and beautiful and pure angelic white with gold-laid armor covered in chrome, elaborate pressings in it, an agent of Aphrodite herself, and attempts to rush forward to cover as many people as possible with her form. And they both drop like flies. Their wings fail them, and they both hit the ground. And they're relatively close to each other, which is something that's kind of rare because of how deep the hatred runs between them. And you're able to watch as Talantis grabs towards her chest, like her heart's going to explode, and Yasa grips towards her, like, skinless skull, like as if her brain is trying to burrow its way out. Now, Cowrie, again, I don't want to be mean, staying with you having caused all of this, I need everybody but Cowrie to give me an Arcana check DC 15.
Uh-oh. Come on. Arcana 15?
Yes.
I make that.
Got it. 15, who got it? 10. Olive, again, I think it's most appropriate because again, Olive, you tapped into the Arcana of this more than anything else. Again, raw, unfiltered magical energy, specifically celestial energy. And again, it's not malicious, it's just something that's happening right now from this thing being activated, clearly. But such a surge of celestial energy on the material plane is affecting both sides of the coin. And you look over to Talantis, and you realize that she has a wide open mouth grin and is struggling to take in breath between these like gasping inhales as she seemingly is enjoying all of this energy being pumped directly into the arbor. That's number one. You look over to Yasa, number two, and Yasa is now beating her fist into her skull, cracking the calcium, grabbing onto her own horns, and twisting her cranium like she's trying to carve a hole into her head or rip it off her body entirely. And you realize that due to this ambient energy, it's having a profound effect on beings that are from either the celestial plane or the infernal plane. And Galadriel and Mary, they were in the crowd. They just blacked out. Both of them just fully just blacked out. They passed out. Not even a chance. They're a minor angel and a minor demon. They're both just, they're just out. They're fully just out together holding hands.
Sorry, Heather.
They're both alive. No one's died yet. Because now, after we get through all the head rolls, we're going to get to the NPCs.
Fucking knew it.
Okay.
I know exactly who you're gonna...
We have 11 NPCs lined up right here. Here are all the people that failed. Easy 25. Either way. For the NPCs that failed, Cutter Jack, Tior, Ophia, Craig the Meatman, Claude and his Alatar goons, Delilah, Lurjo, Thea, Jet, Cinta, and Big Romeo, all of them fail. And you watch as these people all scattered around you are... As the shockwave hits them, again, 80-mile-an-hour winds, hurricane strength enough to pick up a person and literally fly them away, they all begin to fly off in every single direction. And essentially begin to disappear into masses of people where you spot your friends just before they disappear into the hundreds, if not thousands of people who would also fail this save, who are also being blown back like a wave of human beings going away from Cowrie. Okay?
Can you run that list again slower?
Not a
failed.
Actually, I'll just send it in the chat just to make it easy.
Okay.
Because all of these people fail.
Holy shit, that was so many people.
So many.
Some of them were good. Some were good for us. Some was good.
The Duke and Rahi are still around.
The Duke didn't fail.
Yeah,
the Duke
the
has
Duke and Rahi, yeah.
spit hit points right now.
I gave him some coke.
Oh yeah.
So,
But he didn't take it.
and as these people begin to be blown back and disappear into this mass of people, you realize that trying to find them after this, they're like, your party is now completely scattered. Like there is no, again, friendlies and enemies. It's just now just human beings, just a mass of people that are flying away from Cowrie in this split second. Surprisingly enough, the only people to succeed the check and remain planted where they were Rahi and the Duke, surprisingly enough, Coral,
Let's go.
Shusuva, oddly enough, the dog, and I couldn't believe it when it happened, Joe Jabber.
Joe Jabber lives.
They all remain planted where they are and able to, through either charisma and like channeling the magical energy, or through just raw strength, keep themselves planted and resist this incredible wind. Last thing, the stage. It's constructed pretty well. Made of wood. We all know how wood handles hurricanes. And you're able to watch as, again, it's an enclosed back area of the stage, as this incredible shockwave vibrating the wood apart, vibrating the nails out, and the pressure just throwing it away. You watch as the weakest chunks of the stage begin to... and chunks of wood and slats of wood and nails begin to explode out and be pushed away from Cowrie like shrapnel. And the people that are able to close their shutters and close everything away, they are able to barricade themselves in their homes as chunks of wood begin to shatter the area directly around Ubhav. You are also able to watch as above you, certain chunks, the stronger, like the overall arches, remain intact just due to how planted they were. Problem is, though, you're able to watch as the shockwaves going upward and outward most likely are keeping this very precarious structure now together, where the moment that this shockwave stops, this archway of the stage is going to collapse inward and completely destroy the stage that you are all standing on currently. Make sense? Okay. Now, thank you so much for your patience. I deeply appreciate that. We can now move on to the saving throw. Olive, What did you get on the saving throw?
26 charisma.
26 charisma.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. I'm going to get to you in 1 second.
Yep, take your time.
Mud, what did you get on the saving throw?
17 strength saving throw.
17.
Oh my god.
Glory, glory, what a hell of a way to die.
Her, what did you get on the saving throw?
An 11.
An 11, okay. Olive.
Uh-huh.
You do not interact with this with strength. And I feel like you're smart enough to know that's a battle you would lose. Instead, what you're able to do, understanding how important you are, and understanding the journey that you've been on both with this crew and before in that evening, you know that in some way you have a connection to this energy, even if it is not your own. And instead of trying to push yourself against this, you are able to bring your arms up and like going back to the most basic spells you could possibly imagine, as your hands begin to try to manipulate this magical energy pushing against you, you're able to make almost like a shield of green sparkling light that is blocking these shockwaves from hitting into you. As it's like, again, you feel your forearm muscles and your fingers and your biceps and your back and your legs all begin to become incredibly sore very quickly as you're able to resist this, but it's one of the most difficult things you've ever had to do, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Her and Mud, you both fail. We are now going to roll some d4s, okay? I want both of you to roll 1d4 for me and give me the number. 3?
I also got a 3.
Excellent. I'm just going to flip a coin real quick. Actually, what the fuck am I doing? No, I'm not going to flip a coin real quick. That's awesome. As you both roll 3s, very conveniently, I would say, you are both pushed, and the geometry, this might be a little bit weird, but just trust me here, because it's a game, you gotta roll some dice. You're both pushed away from Cowrie. Olive is able to stand her ground. This is all happening 1-2 seconds, basically. You both get flown away. You're flying through the air, and you're going at roughly 70-80 miles an hour. You see each other, and you realize in this moment that you're both going on the same trajectory. In a split second, you guys are able to clasp your hands together and begin spiraling essentially like horizontal skydivers as you are thrown out into the crowd, far away from the stage. As you're thrown out into the crowd,
Can I curl around her to protect her?
What would I roll? I'm gonna be honest. Give me a quick athletics check. I'm gonna say if you beat a 17, I will allow you to take the damage for her.
No, don't do
Okay.
that. No, my god. Oh. Can I try to
19.
resist this?
19?
Oh,
If you can make an athletics check and beat a 19, then yes.
No, you have to beat a 27,
Okay.
actually.
Get a nat
Because
20.
I have a
her.
+8.
Not even close.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 19 +8 for a 27.
So I got good news.
Okay, guys. So if we get 200 subscribers, Moss is gonna bless dice, and we're gonna sell those to
I
people.
will buy a camera. We will film a moon ritual, and
Yeah.
we will upload that to the channel.
Or if you want, send us your dice, and Moss will bless them, and they'll send them back to you.
In a moment,
I've been
that's very
taking
funny. I like that a lot,
pictures.
actually.
I've been taking pictures of all my nat 20s and sending them to the group chat because I'm like, I'm not cheating, I promise.
That's very funny.
Oh
As you guys are, so Mud, you pull her towards you and you clasp together. And her, I'm gonna tell this to you as Mud's back is now flying towards the impact point. Her, I got good news and I got bad news. And for Mud, I got nothing but bad news. Her, the bad news is you're currently flying towards a mass of people. And like, right now, Mud's body is like barreling through people that are like flying up and away as well. Like no one's dying here. It's not like a mass fucking like execution of people. It's just like Mud's like you're getting slammed into individuals as you're flying, and you're protecting her completely, almost like a bulletproof vest, basically. That's the best. And so you're gonna land in the middle of a crowd, essentially, of hundreds of people all on top of each other. The good news is, however, before you do that, you Mud, you feel a as you hit something incredibly solid, as her rocketing towards you incredibly quickly. You're able to see Phoebe's constructed crate throne as Mud and barrels into it, takes a chunk off of the side as you guys then hit the ground right next to it, and you realize that behind the crate, because of its incredible weight, if you guys can pull yourselves behind it, you can get cover from these shockwaves. If you guys wish to do that, you may.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Mud, you're able to, like with an elbow, drag you and her behind this massive crate. However, you then realize that a significant chunk of flesh is missing from your shoulder blade and your back due to the impact with the crate, as taking all the damage for her as well. It would have been halved, but what you take is 24 points of bludgeoning damage.
Mud's still up.
Mud is amazing.
Mud
Are you raging?
has...
Are you raging?
No.
No. Mud has 4 hit points left.
Oh my god.
Her, as you kind of like
I take 25, right? Or
24.
Okay, I have 5 hit points left.
As you clasp a hand around Mud, you feel a significant part of Mud is now gone.
So what district are we in? Do we know what district
So
we're
you're
in?
still underneath pillars. You're still underneath Yas's shard. You're still in the main. You're still in the center of Uphav. Yeah. So for example, can I gesture? I can't. It's the main. If you look at the map that's right there, it's the district that is part of the main road that leads directly to Ancraft.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So with all of that, 24 damage, you guys behind the crate, Olive standing strong right next to Cowrie. We're now going to cut over to Cowrie's perspective. Darby, you've been very patient. I deeply appreciate you. I hope this is still...
Watching my shows, man!
I hope this is still very entertaining, and now we're going to hop over to you. I'm now going to change the music. If it is loud, I apologize. I will fix it. Hold on.
Drew, did you say Dura, Doug, Otto, and Cade, did they pass or fail?
Oh, I'll be really quick about that. Dura, Doug, Otto, and Cade, you're able to watch as... Oh, let me real quick.
You don't have to if you were saving it. Or...
They're gods! No, Yeah, pass. Wow, incredible rolls from the Four Winds crew. You're able to watch as like Dura and Doug look at each other and like a Western quick draw, which they've done before. You guys are able to watch as Dura immediately takes 2 handfuls of seeds out of leather pouches and throws them to either side of Otto and Cade. And from those seeds, immediately a wall of thorns grows to the left and the right side around her little group. And Doug immediately, with a wizard incantation, raises his hand out, like up away from his like thighs, essentially. And you're able to watch as a Bigby's hand pops out of the stage, and essentially as like an earthen hand plants itself right over the gap between the 2 walls of thorns, creating a makeshift hurricane wall for the 4 of them. As Otto immediately, and like again, deafening, crazy, Otto immediately jumps, grabs Cade, puts him to his chest. Dura turns, grabs Doug, and puts him to hers. And they just kind of hunker down and try to just get away from this, essentially, or just kind of survive it, basically.
Buddy, I love you.
Will this work? I'm now playing the William Tell Overture 1812, which is public domain. Nobody sue us. All right. Cowrie. What a way to start. Hold on, wait 1 sec. I need to make it louder. There we go. Perfect. It's a little bit quiet, and that's okay. We're going to get to that in a little bit. Boop. Perfect. Cowrie. Here's what's happening to you, and everybody can see this, even those that are flying back. Cowrie, you strum the lute, and immediately you feel a rush. It's an undeniable rush. It's a high like you've never experienced in your life. And in this moment, it feels like you are one with music. Like one with sound and one with noise. Beautiful noise itself. And while everybody else hears this like low resonation of bass, you hear the sweetest chords you have ever strummed in your life. Perfect harmony, perfect vibration, perfect tune. And with that, can I get a quick perception check from you to see if you can see outside of this infatuation with sound?
You're so wise.
I'm so wise. I'm not.
Hey, you rolled a one. You rolled a 1 earlier, so your coins flipped, right?
I hadn't flipped it in the first place.
Okay.
There you
perfect.
go.
You said perception?
Yes.
I got 25.
Holy shit, you got a 25? You're able to look up from the chords that you're strumming, away from this incredible power surging through you, and you're able to see her and Mud fly away. You see a wave of people created as they are pushed away from you. And you're able to see Olive a mere 5-7 feet away with a wall of energy, like sweating and struggling to keep her footing. That's so incredible, I'm not even going to ask you for any follow-up rolls that I had planned. But I will tell you what you're able to see in the mere seconds that you continue to play as this information is being processed in your brain, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You are able to watch as, you know, the lute and pick still in your hand, Olive looking at this, taking it all in, her and Mud focusing on a more immediate issue of flying through the sky. You're able to watch as, like, you know, you're strumming away, and the pick begins to elongate in your hand. And it becomes like a tight, like, made of stone still. Doesn't make any sense. Not being carved, not being added to. It's just like the form itself is changing, and it begins to stretch, and it becomes a tight cylinder with like a teardrop of stone at the end of it. And you watch as the lute in your hand begins to morph as the neck shrinks back into the body. The sides begin to stretch out like it's becoming deeper, and you watch as the strings thicken and meld together until you're no longer strumming a lute, but almost based off of instinct alone, beating on a drum with a drumstick. And in this like 3 or 4 seconds, the drum begins to take the form of a lute once again. But it's different. The body is now longer and it's thicker, and the strings are more resistant, and the neck is growing in length, and the pick then extends even longer, and a golden cord attached from one end to the other begins to build itself. And you're now dragging a stone bow across the strings of a cello. And one by one by one, your pick and your lute begin to shift together, always as a pair, from a lute to a drum to a cello to cymbals to a violin to a flute. And now I get to debut to you the first perk of your godly magical weapon. You now have proficiency with every single kind of instrument.
Oh boy.
And this all occurred within 4 or 5 seconds. And you now realize that you can play any instrument you get your hands on. From the spoons to the most elegant angelic harp, music is yours to command. However, with all of that, again, it's that amazing feeling of, oh my god, it's me, and you look out and destruction. The people rolling away, the stadium being destroyed, Olive struggling, her and Mud flying away, and asking you for, with a 25 incredible roll, asking you for no check. Seeing Olive resist that, as you kind of, I'll say you were able to look down towards Olive. Olive, passing that check, because you succeeded, what do you do? Do you do anything to assist or stop Cowrie? What do you do in this moment?
Me?
Yes.
Gee, man.
Me go now?
Me go now? I guess. Jeez.
It's like
Cowrie,
that
'cause
scene
you're
in
good-
Avatar.
Cowrie, because you're flying, right?
Yeah, I'm
You're-
flying up a little bit.
You're like, what, 10 feet in the air?
Give or take.
A little bit lower.
If I can, I want to try to reach up and like hold their foot.
Okay.
Can I do that?
I will, because you passed with that 25. Cowrie, you look down and you see Olive, one step at a time, pushing through into the apex of this energy, is able to, with one, like almost like a shielded forearm, raise this this green light shield up and reach through this bubble of base emanating from you and grab onto your ankle. As you look down and you see Olive right next to you.
There is just the sensory overload of the noise and the rush of it all and the power and the terror and just then is at a loss for a second and lost in the discovery of something so awesome, and feels your touch on their ankle and looks down to you, and I think that there are tears streaming down their face, and of all people, Olive, who I have seen, this person I admire so much, struggle with control as well of something that they don't fully understand. And looking at you is going to try and draw on what they have seen of Olive's bravery in the face of that, and looking to our dear friends who I have flung into the wall, and is going to try and will the instrument back into the shape of a lute, and wants to clamp down on the neck and the strings and clench the pick in their fist to try and stop and muffle all of the deafening sound.
In this wonderful, brief moment of connection with you and Olive, again, it's an immediate grasping towards silence. Something very out of character for Cowrie, in all honesty. But with the strength of meeting the eyes of Olive, with what that gives you, you are able to, and you're able to grab onto the neck of the lute and clench the pick in your hand so tightly that you can almost feel it pierce into your skin, as instantaneously this hum, this destruction, this massive wave, all of it stops. And I'm going to say in this moment, you stop levitating, you stop flying, and you fall to the ground, most likely along with Olive, who's holding on to you.
Can I try and catch them since I'm holding them?
I will say, Cowrie being smaller, you're able to get an arm underneath theirs and catch them as they kind of like fall over. As Cowrie, you are deep breaths, having had one of the most, let's be honest, it was like a 4 or 5 second experience that felt like years, and that was probably the biggest ebb and flow of vibes you've ever taken into yourself.
On a high.
Oh, they came for the ride, I'll tell you that much. And as you hit the ground, Olive and Cowrie, linked up. Are there any words exchanged there?
I didn't know I could do that. And it's just the hand clenched around the loot is like the white knuckling with it with all they can, but the other hand around the pick is just like shaking.
If anyone could do it, it would be you, and I will gently reach out to hold their shaking hand to try to release the tension.
I try and pick a little bit. And I'm going to shove my hand up under the strings of the lute and try and put the pick back in the way it was before when it was muffled.
Okay.
And I'm going to grabs your wrist for a second and squeezes it, and then is going to brace themselves and look up at everything, more so at first looking for Mud and her for signs of life.
You just hear, my leg! My leg!
Oh,
Just looking up and trying to figure out, what is...
Can they see us?
Whatever they have wrought.
Can they see us from where we crawled behind the...
They cannot see you, but you peeking your heads out are able to see them. Both Olive and Cowrie, with Coral being up there, with Shisuva like being off in a corner somewhere running away from the noise, being the... besides Dura and Doug and Otto and Cade like holed up like 30 feet away, the only two people on the stage in front of the entirety of the arbor. As both of you... in this moment, look up and kind of begin to like get to knees and get back to standing and begin to look around. First of all, you're able to hear the as you're able to hear the structural integrity of the arch of the stage begin to come apart. And you're able to look around and you're able to see thousands of pirates disgruntled in mobs picking themselves up, trying to help each other out. And you're able to watch as they all, and they're like kind of picking themselves, trying to like reconvene themselves. You're able to hear shutters begin to open up and look out to see what exactly just happened. And you're able to see Gilligan kind of uncurl himself with Edwards in his hands, and Netlocks and begins to stand back up. And slowly, one at a time, in this silence, you're able to watch as Gilligan and Netlocks, Talantis and Yas are basically just knocked out right now. Like they're just fully, I'll explain that a little bit later, but they're just fully out of it. Gilligan and Edwards pick themselves up, and one by one, meeting your gaze, 100, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 pirates all set their sights on you, Cowrie and Olive. And there is one brief moment of silence where there is no action, where there is no scrambling, where you could hear a pin drop. And you two stare down the entirety of the arbor. And I need to ask both of you right now what you do.
Surprise!
I'm still holding Cowrie's hand. And I look to them for what?
Ooh, boy.
Just look of, I'm here, I got you. Whatever you want to do, I'll do.
Looks to you for a second, and Cowrie is a person who has rarely been uncomfortable with attention, but is has this moment of gut-wrenching, almost stage fright, which is a sensation that they have never felt before, but is very familiar with the adage of the show must go on and nothing is a mistake if you act like it isn't. And has looks down, allows himself that moment of fear, steels himself, and tries to change that into a manic, feral-looking grin. Takes her hand, looks up to the crowd, and throws their hands in the air and just screams, "How's that for the Battle of the Bards?" And just is trying to wants the crowd to see this as some sort of big intentional finale and not the terrifying thing that it was.
Okay. Here's
Trying so hard.
what we're gonna do. That. Follow me here. Let me finish. That's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard in my life.
No!
And what is the Arbor but one of the stupidest places I've ever designed?
Yeah!
Exactly. Exactly.
In the intensity of this situation, as that is what you choose to do in this moment, we are now going to have an opposed roll, Darby, you and I, where as you scream that, as you try to play this off like nothing was a mistake, like the show, like this was all planned from the start, as the orchestrator flew several miles away, you are going to make a performance check right now. Netlocks, immediately after you say that, screams, just kind of acknowledging the silence of everything, and breaking it directly after you, goes, "Seize them both!" And we are going to see right now, before you roll, this is what the stakes are. If Netlocks' intimidation score is very high, your performance modifier is ridiculously high. We are going to see if Netlocks is able to put your goddamn hand down. We are going to see. There will be no advantage. There will be no guidance. There will be no anything here.
We can't distract Netlocks with something else?
What if I converted some sorcery points and gave Cowrie Ben luck?
I'm
Come
going to
on,
say,
you bastard.
to
Power
maintain
of
the
love.
intensity, I'm going to say no to that, okay?
That's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. That's fine.
But Netlocks is like also trying to like.
It's
I
fine.
couldn't
It's
like
fine.
shoot
I don't even have
lightning
enough
out
sorcery
at
points anyway.
Netlocks.
It's fine.
No.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. They're so
I
charismatic.
just love
You
the
just they
put
just
your
rolled a
goddamn hand down.
they just rolled a 30. They just rolled a 30.
They did just roll 30.
So
Here's what the stakes are, because I didn't even get that far. You guys immediately wanted to go into fuck Drew mode. Here's what the stakes are. We are going to... whoever wins this roll right now, if you win this roll, the Arbor is going to ignore Netlocks' command. And you... not necessarily to say you will be unimpeded, but you will have a much easier time exiting the city. If Netlocks wins this roll, not the entire Arbor, but the 10,000, 20,000 people that are here will all turn against you in unison, and you will be chased out of the Arbor by the largest crowd you could possibly imagine. Okay? We both understand the stakes, correct?
Yeah.
We're so folks.
Excellent. Would you like
do
to
we
roll
quit?
first, or should I roll first?
I
Yeah.
would like to roll first.
yeah.
After you.
Preemptive question.
Yes.
How do we feel about coins in this situation?
I think this might be one of the most important roles in any one of my games of all time. I'm going to negate any kind of outside rulings. This is a
That's
roll.
fair.
This
That's
is a roll
absolutely
between you and I. Okay.
Okay.
Boo! Boo!
Oh, God.
Boo! You got it.
Not in the box. It's not in the box.
It's not in the box, not in the box, not in the box, doesn't count.
They don't count.
I rolled a 25.
Okay.
Okay.
Netlox's intimidation score is a plus 13, meaning this roll has to be an 11 or lower. This comes down to a coin flip. Okay?
Do you have the bucket of doom?
Would you like me to go get the bucket?
Yes,
I
please.
would like you
Yes,
to go get the
please.
bucket.
I will be
Please,
back.
please.
I'm gonna go get the bucket.
It's our comfort bucket.
For
Sorry, I should
everybody,
have asked you before.
for everyone wondering what the bucket of doom is, it's from the zoo, and I think we got fries in it.
I think we had chicken tenders and fries.
Chicken tenders.
Drew will show it off. It's a beautiful bucket.
It was never
Great bucket.
cleaned. It's
It
all
was.
dirty.
It was.
I'm kidding.
No. Okay.
It might have been.
There's still chicken
it was
grease
wiped
in
with a
it.
napkin.
I
at the
tore every
very
joint in my
least.
body. Okay, we're gonna cut that out. All right.
Wait,
Thank
is that
you
the raspberry
for getting
lime
the bucket. That was
seltzer?
very. Oh, this is black cherry.
No, I don't like the black.
Drew,
This
hold
is
up the
a-
bucket. Hold up the bucket. Give it.
This is a
show off the
bucket that we. There's the map.
Dino bucket.
This is the
The
bucket
dino
that we
bucket.
got from the Philadelphia Zoo back in when did we go there.
April.
May.
April.
We have been using this as our own
June.
little free box of doom.
July.
It once contained French fries, and now it will contain the most important dice rolls that we've ever had. This has to be an 11 or lower for you to succeed.
Okay.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
You're a sick son of a bitch. You're a sick son of a bitch.
Oh,
These are that's
bad
over 30.
You're
No,
bad
no, 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 no. No, 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 no.
I can keep going. We're going.
Say psych
Shut
right
the
now.
fuck up.
Say psych
Say
right
psych
now.
right now.
Am I being vetoed by the players right
Yes.
now?
Yes.
Yes.
Just to make sure we are clear, I am being encouraged to run longer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. That you said we wouldn't
And
want
the
to put it
viewers.
down.
Thank you,
And
DM
the
Steve. We appreciate Forge of Lore for bullying me to continue DMing.
Yes.
Yes. Peer
Thank you,
pressure.
Steve.
Peer pressure. Thank you, Steve.
Peer pressure. Peer pressure.
Peer pressure. Peer
Peer
pressure.
pressure. Peer pressure.
I can't hold it up because it would mess up the roll. But I'm going to take a picture and send it out to everybody, okay?
And Steve.
Oh.
And Steve. You're gonna send it to Steve.
Steve, let me DM you real quick. Do it.
I'm gonna vomit.
I'm
Do
shaking. I'm shaking. This
Do
is
it.
Where are you posting this?
I'm going to post it in the tavern, okay?
Okay.
Steve, I can't DM you, and I'm sorry about that, but yeah, I'll hit you up later,
Yes,
man.
you can. You have him on Discord.
And this is the roll that I got.
What was it?
With a 16 on the die, plus 13
Not on the dice I got you.
on the palm and the fist dice that were gifted to me. With a
Those
29.
are egg dice.
The Arbor looks to Cowrie. And for the first time you've ever been in the Arbor, that you've been surrounded by pirates, you realize that there is no, at least right now with these random people, there is no kinship, there is no shared allegiance. You look into the eyes of these pirates, and you see a look that you would see on Barnum and Landon's face when you were coming up on a galleon weighed fat and heavy with treasure. They see you nothing more than a bounty, as something that can put them ahead, as there truly is no honor among thieves. And as Netlox's command screams out, right after yours, you're able to hear breaking, again, your yell, Netlox's yell, silence, pin drop, and you are able to hear in unison, and you're able to hear hundreds and thousands of blades being drawn and guns being drawn as you just hear, right, there's no reason to run away. Oh, no, come with me. Oh, no, please. And you just see dozens of people rush towards the stage. As the music should be going now, but it is not. As dozens and dozens of people rush towards the stage. I need to get the music a little bit louder. Hold on.
Hey, Drew,
Yeah, what's
I
up?
don't want to interrupt.
Yes.
Have we leveled up? Because you said we'd level up after Battle of the Bards.
I'd also like to know how far me and Mud are from.
You guys are maybe
Cowrie.
about 60 feet away. But I'm going
Oh.
to get to you guys in 1 second, okay?
What about my question?
Your question?
Yeah,
You
the
in
question.
no way have you leveled up yet.
Okay. Okay.
With this, as these people begin rushing towards the stage to clamber up, you guys are able to hear that, and you watch as chunks of the archway above begin to fall down towards you. I need both of you to give me a quick strategy check, okay? That's intelligence plus proficiency.
But
You wanna
I. Go ahead.
Carrie, do you want to give me the help action?
Yep.
While they're rolling, is it possible to Misty step towards them?
I'm gonna get
Without
to
me?
you. I'm gonna get to
I
both
can't
of
Misty
you.
step to you.
I'm gonna get
Well,
to.
I just wanted to like give them time to run away. So if this is
I
Okay.
Intelligence plus proficiency, you said?
Yes.
22.
22.
Nice.
Cowrie, what'd you get?
I gave all of the help
They gave me the
action.
help action.
Excellent. Okay. Olive,
That's why I
as the
rolled
chunks
so
begin falling down towards you, you realize something. The back of this stage, like the backstage, the wall has been blown off. The wall's been blown off. And as the archway is collapsing above you, you realize that you may not... Right now, if you were to take the road south going back towards Ancraft, you would run directly into the pirates' arms. If you choose to run north and go further into the arbor, there's no guarantee about it. But right now, this archway falling down is going to block the main pathway the pirates will have running after you. If you guys want to run north into the arbor deeper, cut through the districts, if you wanted to get back to the ship and get to Ancraft and get out of here as fast as possible, that's the best way of doing it. Unless there's some kind of magical solution outside of that, running right now is the best option. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
One thing I want to do as the stage is falling.
Okay.
Two things I want to do actually.
Okay.
I excuse me.
Oh, excellent.
Cast burp. I want to cast Silent Image, which is a visible something or other, no bigger than 15 feet, purely visual. And I want to, as Olive and I start rushing backwards, I want to make it look like, I want the illusion to split off from us and look like it's running like off the side of the stage, where like they can all see it, so that it's hard, so that they can't tell which one is like the real Olive and Cowrie.
Awesome.
And I want to cast, I saw the direction that Mud and her flew in,
Yes.
even if I can't see them.
Yes.
I want to cast message to
Okay.
them and say, we are running out the back, right now. Please, please, please don't be dead.
I'll say her and Mud, you're both able to receive that message. And you can shoot one back if you want.
I'll just respond, meet us at the ship.
Okay.
Ow!
Oh no.
Can I supplement Cowrie's silent
Okay.
image?
Yes.
Can I cast Minor Illusion? And in that direction that they put their silent image, I want to put my voice saying, Mud, Herd, meet us at the Triple S Tavern.
What?
Yes.
100% yes.
Oh my
Have I asked for a
God.
deception roll yet?
No.
Perfect. Throw it away. That's super cool. That's absolutely awesome. Cowrie, you toss up the image of you and Olive running. Olive, you supplement the sound of your voice with the image. And with this combination, you watch as, again, like dust and debris as the wood begins shattering all around you. You guys begin to duck as you're running. You look up and you see 50 feet above you, chunks of wood, just like Complex City and Emmons Tower. It begins to fall towards you, and you're just able to get right underneath it as you watch as the wood shatters and blocks the path leading to the stage, leading to this crowd of pirates rushing after you. As that silent image runs off, her and Mud, You guys just have the direction of like meet you at the ship. There is no plan. You guys are together with this, but you guys are able to see the crowd momentarily shifts by like 10 seconds, shifts towards the image, all of them. Jumps up on the stage and they immediately try to like tackle over each other to grab towards the image of Olive and Cowrie. And as they go through, there's a confusion as like green glimmering magic complemented by like a rainbow shine as these images like immediately evaporate as they try to touch them. As Olive and Cowrie just bought themselves 10 invaluable seconds to getting to running north up the main roads of Ubhav towards Capshore, with your west being Live and Lean and to your east being Whole Stuff. Her and Mud, as you guys begin to come to, as these pirates begin like shifting, you guys are able to feel, kind of like getting to your feet. You guys feel people like shoulders knocking into you, almost like knocking you to the ground. Mud, immediate pain in the chunk that you're losing. I need a perception check from both of you.
As they're rolling, can I add real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
As we're going, because Cowrie, you're still flying. I will squeeze your hand and go. I'm up in the way, and I will jump into your arms to make this easier.
I will hold on as tight as I can and try and fly us to go quicker.
Can I get a quick athletics check from Cowrie?
Yeah.
Can I help him?
Yeah, sure. I'll give you the help action.
Yay! Yeah. Wait, let's not roll those dice. Athletics?
Yeah.
17?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Again, Olive being a larger, a heavier set woman, Cowrie, I think it's just the adrenaline of everything as Olive jumps into your arms as you and just kind of shoot off into the sky. Mud and her, what do I get for those checks? What do you get?
21.
16, 21. You guys are able to hear a very familiar voice call out to you, moving towards you as, well, you guys are able to see, like, first and foremost, and you see fire demons escape and rush up into the sky with smoke trailing behind them as you're able to look over and you see maybe like 45 feet away from you. Phoebe, who was knocked back, is like trying to make her way through the crowd, like swimming upstream towards you guys. What do you guys do?
Give this bitch her money.
I just give her, I'm gonna go up to her and just give her the gold.
You walk up to her and she goes,
throw it at her.
She goes, what in the ever-loving name of fucking fire was that? She goes, what do you do?
I put the gold in her hand and I said, get these fucking things off us right now.
Now is the time you choose to pay me.
But then now is the time that I have the money.
Immediately, Phoebe grabs the money and immediately kind of like puts it to her belt and goes, well, isn't that simply excellent? If I'm being completely honest with you, you could have just torn them off yourself. They're just hair. As you realize, and I've kept track of this, no one has ever made an Arcana check about any of it, and they simply believed Phoebe. They never had any kind of effect.
My God.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
No, you're not. I'm going to assume. And you guys realize, like, as the pirates running past you, you're able to hear very quickly. Oh, right, then isn't that with Cowrie and the Psycho March? Yes. Is that them? Are they important too? And you realize that certain pirates running past you guys look over to both of you and realize that you both, like, maybe not the white whale, but coming back with a killer whale wouldn't be that bad.
I'm gonna cast Tidal Wave. It's 10 feet wide and up to 10 feet tall. The area can be up to 30 feet long, so I'm trying to like knock prone a bunch of people.
What a great idea. What do I have to do for that?
It's a dexterity saving throw of 14.
Dex save of 14? I'm going to get 10,000 dice real quick, and I'm going to see what that shakes out to.
Just to buy us more time. And did Rahi and the Duke already leave?
No.
Give me one second. Just going to check on that. Yeah, that's 4 failures in a row. Yeah.
Nice.
Roll a quick D100 for me. If you have it.
I do.
Yeah.
8,000 of them drown.
63.
63 pirates are immediately knocked prone as it almost makes like a small little side street of recently washed, dirty bodies, just leading you guys west into Livenleen, the closest district.
Perfect.
And Rahi
Mud
and the Duke
is-
are able
Okay.
to. So sorry about that. Rahi and the Duke are able to spot you in the crowd, wave you down, and Rahi immediately grabs the Duke and just begins flying like up and to the side, and they're gonna find you guys in the mess. Got it?
Mud is going to, with his good arm, pick up her and kind of just literally like, you know how like people carry children, so
Yeah.
like they're sitting and they can look up and out in the world. So sorry, it's the only way I can think of it. And because he has 40 feet of movement, just naturally, he's gonna start running, and he's going to her say, I'm sorry if I scare you. And he's going to use his last rage to
Hell
make a 10-foot long scorpion tail burst out of his tailbone and sweep anybody who's coming from behind them.
That's awesome.
What? Give me a quick. The sweep attack is an attack roll, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a quick roll for an attack roll.
I also have a question.
Ah.
Was Netlocks resistant to anything? Did we ever figure that out?
Most
Dirty
things.
20.
Dirty 20. Excellent. We're gonna get that to 1 second. Netlocks is resistant to almost everything, just due to how dense they are. But you do remember their main weakness is that there's a hatch on their back that would lead
Right.
into like the cockpit where Mori Rack is right now.
Is it possible to like potentially hit Netlocks with a lightning bolt as well, just to add some flavor?
100%. You definitely can. Give me an attack roll real quick, and I'm gonna say give it to me with advantage.
It's actually a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, it is?
14.
Oh, perfect. They're gonna fail that because they're Netlocks.
And a little spice.
Wow, with a
Give it
2,
the spice.
which would end up in the negatives. Yeah, they definitely fail.
Do you want me to roll the dice just to see?
Yeah, go ahead,
Or
go
no?
crazy.
4th level or higher. Oh, okay. So it's
Is this appropriately intense? I hope it is. Oh,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need one more d6. Ooh. Actually, no. I need like 3 more d6. You can continue while I roll. I'm sorry.
I feel
You
delirious.
are killing it. Her is that bitch.
Her, it is she. It is her.
Her.
Her. She.
her,
She.
her,
Her.
She. Okay, here we go. Oh, they
Drew-
just flew out of
Drew,
my
can I
hand.
mess with your Alexa through the Zoom?
No. Well, how
or
do you
your-
want to do
your
that?
Echo? Echo, play "Her" by Megan Thee Stallion.
Imagine if I had like little Pebble speakers and it's like playing.
Oh,
Megan
that's
Thee Stallion.
31 points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely enough to get Netlocks to as your so Mud, you haul ass, you don't even wait to hear what Phoebe has to say to either of you. You both start booking it. You tail strike, take out, I'm gonna say not any of Phoebe's guys, but you're able to take out 5 people directly behind you that were kind of like trying to creep up from behind.
Yeah.
Sweep their legs out, and immediately her being carried like a baby, you're able to and basically like jump on top of and around the soaked bodies of
I
those that
still
were
have
knocked.
24 feet of jump too, so
Yeah, and you're able to like jump off of the backs of like these like soaking wet like prone bodies, like pushing them down, like kind of getting their faces like all scratched up and muddy. As you're being jostled like a baby around being ran, you were able to extend your hand and Netlocks has already begun moving towards Cowrie and Olive. And as you, as a Clumpen cleric, fire this bolt of lightning out and strike into the back of Netlocks, doing that significant amount of damage, you just watch as Netlocks' torso and looks over directly to both of you. And I'm gonna make another very important roll for Netlocks real quick. Actually, no,
Clumpen
wait.
Cleric is the chosen one.
He's gonna go for the Clumpen Cleric in the arbor when we leave.
Awesome. And you
it's
watch.
Eyak all over again.
Awesome. And you watch as Netlocks, guys, Good news. Netlocks is no longer going after Cowrie and Olive. I got bad news for you. Netlocks' feet begin to spins around completely, and they go, I have not experienced that electricity in so long. And Netlocks, the giant robot suit piloted by Moirac, begins to chase after Mud and her.
Yeah.
What's Netlocks' speed?
Netlocks' speed when Mori is inside of it is 25. Netlocks' speed when Mori is outside of it, when it's working autonomously, is 15.
So yeah, I mean, like,
cool. It's okay.
I have a bunch.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a bunch of spell slots if we want to just keep. Could I destroy Netlocks? Is that possible?
No. Let's focus on getting out.
Here's the problem. If you want to fight Netlocks, you could. If Netlocks grabs you, it's over. It's
Okay,
immediately
we're fucked.
over.
No, we keep running. We
Because
keep running.
you know what Big Romeo did to Cowrie, where just a hug from a gorilla? Imagine this 25 feet tall mech whose entire powers comes from weighing a lot. Imagine what happened if it got you in its fist.
I have 5 hit points.
Oh no.
It's like with chickens at a farm. It's just throws it away. Okay, you guys haul ass. So Mud, you're rushing off into Living Lane. Cowrie and Olive, you guys are rushing north, and I'm keeping my eye on the time. We're not going to end later than 11:30. Okay. Okay.
I'm good.
You can do 11:45. It's fine.
Olive and
We'll just do
Cowrie.
11:45. 11:45.
I take that deal. You take that deal.
Is it possible to also, before we cut away, just to talk to Rahi real quick and just be like, grab the Cat 5 and meet us on the open water?
They are in nowhere. No.
Are you kidding? We're not gonna get to Cat 5.
Okay. No, it's not like Rahi's like time to betray my ex-wife. No. They will meet you in the fray. You just can't talk to them right now. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. All right, just
Because they
checking.
see where Olive and Cowrie and they see where you guys are running, and so they're trying to kind of like angle the way to catch both of you. So Olive and Cowrie, you guys hear the like pitchforks and torches basically yelling at you guys. As you guys have maybe a 15-second lead before they are able to navigate around the stage and pincer you guys and run you guys down. To your north, you have Capshore, unexplored district. To your west, you have Livenline, and to your east, you have Whole Stuff. Which way are you guys going? And also, Toabas is directly above you, but...
Okay.
Can you imagine?
You can just fly up.
Goodness. Also, additional question. Did we get a long rest since we went to the dam? I'm trying to
Yeah,
remember.
we got a
we
long
did.
rest before the battle.
Yeah. Of course.
Okay. Gosh.
What are the directions again? Capshore is north.
Yeah.
Whole Stuff is
East.
east.
Yep, east,
East.
and
And
Livenline's to your
Livenline is west.
Yep.
What can I make like
Remember.
a strategy or history check to see which district is the quickest route to Ancraft?
Oh, what a fucking cool idea that is. Give me a quick history check with advantage.
Yeah.
And also, Cowrie can give me that as well.
Sick.
Ooh, baby. History?
Yes.
23.
23.
Sick. I got 14.
Okay.
You go.
Well, Cowrie, good news and bad news. Good news is a lot of gold in Capshore. A lot of gold in Capshore. Bad news about Capshore is if you were trying to get to the water, that's the fastest route. The problem is that at that point, if you have the sea in front of you and pirates running behind you, unless you wanted to just swim out into open water and hope a ship didn't come by and grab you, that's probably the worst option for you. Olive, it comes down to whether you want to rely on the city or you want to rely on yourself. Because pro and con. Pros and cons of both. Whole Stuff, a district you have not been in that long. You don't know it that well. However, Whole Stuff has the canal system. The canal system that can race you guys into Kip-Yup, getting you closer. However, Livenline is a district that you know better. You've been there for most of your life. So if you want, so you could, and of course, no direct canal system, but you know the streets of it, the alleys, the turnarounds, the confusing architecture. You know it like the back of your hand, and so it's up to the both of you to decide which way you want to go.
Is Livenline trusting the city or trusting myself?
That is, Livenline is trusting yourself.
Whichever way we go, I can disguise myself if that helps, which it probably does.
I'm gonna trust myself.
And you go towards Livenline. Okay.
Yeah.
Understood. Cowrie and Olive, you both, side by side, you hear the rumbling of the crowd behind you chasing after you, and you both look to the west and immediately take off as fast as you
flying.
can.
We're
No,
flying.
you're flying. So sorry about that.
We're flying.
You immediately take off. You're running in the air while also flying. And you guys...
No, Cowrie is carrying me because they're flying.
Cowrie, it's like Scooby-Doo. As Cowrie, you have to begin, and you begin ducking and diving out of the way of these skyscrapers and the clotheslines and all of the crazy shit of Livenline, the massive built over itself architecture. And so with that, as you guys begin whipping it through Livenline, I need Cowrie, and I'll say Olive can get, if you want to give the help action, you can. I need an acrobatics check to see how well you can manage to go through the city, like how quickly you can move.
What's your acrobatics bonus, Cowrie?
6.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you the help action.
Okay.
Be like, that way!
22.
22? Absolutely awesome. You guys are able to, like again, Cowrie, you've been here for so long, and Livenline is so, it's just chaos and noise and all around. Like, you know this district very well, and it's almost like the ebbs and flows and the jumps and the dips and the valleys of like a musical sheet that you've never read before, where it's like you just kind of, and you're able to perfectly navigate your way around all of these crazy things. And the pirates on the ground moving throughout Livenline, just kind of like spreading out now, like a colony of ants that have been disrupted, spreading like all throughout the district as close to the stage as possible, like sweeping out, trying to find you guys. You guys are able to hear behind you. And the only people that are able to keep up with a nat 20 acrobatics check are Arakocra pirates that are and like eagles that are about to penetrate into the sea to grab a fish. They are locked in on you and are able to perfectly mimic your movements to try to run up behind you guys.
Oh.
Her and just her, because Mud. You're now controlling Mud by like pulling his hair like fucking Ratatouille. You guys are running through the streets of just popping back into frame. So you guys are currently being chased by Netlocks. Where are you guys running to?
Would her neither of us know the city very well.
Oh no.
I'm lost in New York and I'm excommunicado.
Can I look to see if I can find Rahi?
Give me a perception check. I'll give a survival check.
And then can I also do like a history check on remembering my...
Dirty 20.
Did 20?
Can I do a history check on just because I've been here for a little while now?
Yeah, sure. Give me a history check. No advantage, but you can give me a history check. Yeah.
Nat 20.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
I've been rolling so bad today.
We haven't done it in a while, but you begin having like flashes of memory in your mind of the life before this one, where you remember like different, like in the districts from all of the shady shit you did as a pirate captain, literally 4 years ago. You remember dugouts and speakeasies, and you remember this elaborate series of intricate tunnels, and you remember because you certainly were not supposed to access them. It's like a piercing memory in your mind, where you remember that long ago, long before there was any kind of like established government here, one of the first things that was made spanning the network of the western side of the Arbor is an elaborate system of smugglers' tunnels. Now, these probably have not been accessed or upkept in decades, and so what passageways are accurate, or what passageways have survived the time that has passed between you being here and you being Charlotte? You're unsure, but you know that there's a way to navigate the arbor also below the city as well as above it.
I'm just gonna relay that information to Mud, but be like, however, this is great information to have, just something I'm remembering. I don't know how well we're gonna be able to navigate it.
Better than I rolled a dirty 20. Can I see Rahi?
Yes, you look up for Rahi. You're able to see Rahi and the Duke plant themselves on a nearby like rooftop, like maybe like 80 feet away, and they begin like you see Rahi like point in a direction. The Duke begins kind of like tipping his hat, like looking around for like Olive and Cowrie or her and Mud, any of you, just trying to find anybody.
Oh, okay. If they're do you point this out? Because I didn't make that perception check. I'll shoot a chaos bolt up from like my hand so they can see it.
What color is your chaos bolt?
Use a cantrip. Use a cantrip.
Oh, use a cantrip. I could do lightning lore. It's a lightning energy that strikes at one creature of your choice. I can just shoot that up in the air.
How far away are they from us?
Like 80 feet.
Oh, okay.
However, I will say, her, if you want to use that lightning lure, you can give me a quick performance check, and you can receive the help action on this if you want.
I ran
another
up
nat
here so
20.
hard.
Okay. Mud, would you help out her trying to get Rahi's attention?
Fuck yeah.
Your
Fuck
jaw
yeah.
unhinges and it splits down your throat as again like another guttural dinosaur T-Rex screech comes out of you as a straight line of lightning shoots up into the sky. As Rahi, the Duke, like, snaps and looks over, and the Duke jumps off of the building, and, like, basically Spider-Man, like, cloth webs his way over to you guys as Rahi flies towards you. And you guys are able to hear... And you're able to hear... As it sounds like Netlocks is literally running through buildings after you guys right now.
Tunnels.
As Rahi and the Duke meet up with you, as Rahi goes, "What was that?" As the Duke goes,
We don't have time.
That was amazing.
Rahi,
We don't
the
have
tunnel,
time.
the tunnel system. You remember the tunnel system at all?
Give me an insight check.
Oh fuck.
Guys, I ran up here so fast, I brought the seasoning with me.
A 12.
A 12. You watch Rahi just goes, yeah, and just a very short response, and then immediately goes, and then basically wait, and he goes, wait, you remember the tunnel system? What?
I just remember that there is a tunnel system, but I don't.
Yeah, no
we gotta
time.
go.
And you guys are able to see like the splintering wood and like explosions getting closer to you as Netlocks is like running through residential buildings to get to you guys faster. You guys move?
Go!
Yeah, we go. We just go.
You guys begin. Rahi like stays like on her feet, and the Duke kind of runs alongside. And you guys begin to, absolutely haul ass as Mud like basically goes on all fours essentially. As you guys are quickly able to turn a corner, and like Rahi goes in here, and she kicks a door so hard it explodes off the hinges. As you guys rush into like into like an underground speakeasy, like the one that Phoebe was, or like the one Phoebe went to. And you guys are able to rush behind the bar, see a hatch leading down into like one of these tunnel networks. You prop a couple boards, and Rahi just kicks the floor out of this. Basically, just kicks the floor out of the hatch. And
Rahi, we need to not have them follow us. You can't do this.
you guys hear, and you guys look out the window, and you see Netlocks is exactly one street away and is about to explode into the building that you guys are in.
Close it!
Yeah, we just hop down.
Mud and her and the Duke and Rahi all go underground into the tunnel system. As you guys, who's the last one to go in? Mud or her?
Mud.
Mud is the last one
I'm
to go
sorry,
down?
you can decide too if you want.
No, you're fine. You can go. You can do it.
Well, I feel like it's like her's head kind of like peeking out over the hole, and Mud is like standing right over it. As you guys are able to look over, as you're able to see Netlocks' forearms crossed over themselves, as the side of the building that you guys just entered into begins to explode open. As Mud, you're able to jump and fall directly down the hole just as you hear as a metal hand grasping towards you misses by only a few feet as you all enter into complete darkness into the smuggler tunnels.
Oh, wait. My moonsicle. No, wait, damn it. I thought it casted light. Never mind. I'm sorry, I'm dumb.
With that, with you, yeah, of course, Moonsicle. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. I just want to get one more thing, and then we're gonna end because it's just about 11:30. Cowrie and Olive zipping through Livenleen's skies as you guys are racing around. There are two things you got to focus on. Number one, Cowrie, got to focus on flying. You need to focus on making sure that you're moving in an evasive way to avoid the pirates behind you. And I assume that you're just moving south towards Ancraft, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. Moving south towards Ancraft. Olive, you're currently being held by Cowrie. And I'm going to give you a couple options here. You can either A, give Cowrie the support to like fly better, or you can try to attack and slow the pirate Aarakocra chasing you.
I was gonna say I wanted to try and slow the Aarakocra.
Okay.
Do you something you want me to do, or can I ask you if I can?
This is the set piece where I want you guys to pull out every single stop that you have and be creative as possible. I will say no to almost nothing.
Okay. I have two options. Hear me out.
Okay.
For the first one, so I haven't used Tides of Chaos yet. It gives advantage on attack roll, ability check, saving throw.
Okay.
But to regain use, wait. No. Ignore what I said.
Okay.
Can I, as we're zipping through, I want to just grab whatever I can see. I want to cast light on it. I want to throw it at the Aarakocra and just hope that whatever surge happens creates something to slow them down.
Okay. You want to do it on an object?
Yeah, like I don't know. I'll fucking grab like a pair of boxers from a clothesline and just whip it at
Very
these
New York of
Aarakocra.
you. Okay.
Yeah.
You're able to snag some small clothes from a clothesline as like it's like Cowrie, as you're as the clothes like whipping across you, Olive, one of them just and hits you directly in the face, and you just go and you grab it.
You'll do, and I cast light and I whip it at the Aarakocra pirates.
I need a wild magic roll right now.
Of course.
Boy. Weaponize the wild magic.
What are you? You are a 42.
42. Okay.
42.
I need to get my
The universe.
table up real quick. Give me 1 second.
What'd you say?
I said the meaning of life in the universe.
42? Yeah. Shit.
Yes!
I didn't know that.
I see you.
Okay. I have to. I'm gonna stick to this one because it's one of this. Okay. Got it. All right. It's in my brain.
Okay.
Everything is whipping by so fast that you're able to watch on like a rooftop very close, like as you're kind of like whipping by, an old water genasi man appears, and he has on like almost like rubbery gloves. He has suspenders on. He has like pants that go well up, like almost to underneath his chest. He has big boots on, and he's like like gray mustache and like big gray beard, and you're able to watch as he tries to have like a full like cool conversation with you, but you're moving so fast that you're able to hear botany. That's it. And Olive, as you go, huh? You then watch as Cowrie, you kind of feel this as well, holding on to Olive. Olive, you look over and you watch as your right arm turns into a leaf, just a full leaf. You watch as your left arm turns into a leaf as well.
Oh no.
You then watch as your torso then begins to constrict into itself, and your head then becomes a wonder. Like your hair then begins to like wrap around stuff like a crown and begins to like extend out like a glorious flower. As your lower half, like from the waist down, begins to be begins to harden and solidify and becomes made of almost like ceramic. As you become a giant potted plant in Cowrie's arms. For
All right.
Freaked out. It's been such a
Body.
long time. Oh no.
Cowrie,
Flying, I guess.
first of all, the boxers are just flown through by the Aarakocra. That does next to nothing to them. However, Cowrie, you now have advantage on flying as Olive's weight has decreased, like her mass has decreased because of the potted plant, and you now have an easier time flying around.
Let's go.
Olive, things get a lot more peaceful. You're just hanging out now. You are flowing in the breeze,
Hanging out.
soaking up the moonlight.
Hanging out, man.
Just catching a vibe. It feels real good to have that wind in your leaves.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, Cowrie, I need an acrobatic check with advantage to try to lose your
Oh my
pursuers.
god.
Is there anything that you want to do besides fly?
Oh man. Let's see. Cowrie's freaking out. Just a little bit. Just a small amount. First I'm gonna make this acrobatics check, and I'll see if I can think of something.
Oh no.
Can I flip my coin?
Have you already flipped? I'm not even sure
No,
what's
they
happening
haven't. They
anymore.
haven't. They haven't. They
Okay,
haven't.
you can flip. Yeah, go ahead and roll
And
it one more time.
I rolled a 1 and a 4.
You roll one
so
more
I'm
time,
gonna
yeah.
Go one more time. I'm gonna roll this one.
You can do it. You can do it.
Oh no.
I got a 5 for an 11.
You got a 5? Okay.
11's great.
I'm gonna make
11's
4
good.
acrobatics checks for these Aarakocra to see. So this is gonna need to be. You're hoping for 7s or lower. Okay.
Mm.
You are able to feel as the potted plant, you are flying through, and Cowrie, in a moment where you look down and you see Olive is no longer, you see Plolive, you see plotted Plolive, and you're able to hold it tight. And in the brief moment where you're not looking at the sky in front of you, you look forward and you have to tense up and prepare yourself as you come up on a taller residential building and through a window crash through, and with your incredible speed fly directly through what essentially is like a bedroom, into the bedroom, and then out the opposite window, where you are still flying now, but you are slowed significantly. Okay? I'm gonna roll 2d6 for your damage. You
Did
take
my pot shatter? going through the.
You want to be loose dirt? Give me a quick con save. Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean, Kate understands how this surge works, but Olive doesn't.
Okay, please give me a con save to see if your pot shatters. You take 2 points of damage, slashing damage.
I do?
Yes.
Okay.
You just crashed through 2 windows. Yes.
Oh
Bestie.
no. It's in that one.
It's a nat one. But that's probably a good. If it's working the way I think it does, that could be a good thing. We'll see.
Well, as you smash through the pot, well, hold on one second. Wait a minute.
Take your time. Take your time.
I have a nuclear plan.
Nuclear?
Olive, you
Nuclear?
take 11 points of force damage as your ceramic
Me?
pot. Yes, as your pot completely shatters. As the pot, like, again, we're getting kind of philosophical here. The pot was a part of you, some part of you, and you're not sure which, but it wasn't a part that you needed to live. But you do know that it hurts to get rid of. As now, Cowrie, as you're now flying and you're like bleeding a little bit, you now have a, like, again, beautiful flower, big leaves, and just loose dirt in one of your hands as Olive's roots begin to poke through.
Am I back to myself?
Would you be? 42.
This is a little bit of metagamey, but like that's just how I understand it. But if it's different here, that's totally
I
fine.
remember.
Cowrie, I'm sorry if you're holding.
You know what? You know what? I'm so sorry. Yes. So you take that damage, Olive, and then you reappear as yourself. Yes.
Okay. At 11 damage, you said?
11 damage. Yes.
That's fine.
Now, because you are slowed down, now with 11 damage, we're gonna have to save any plans for next time. I'm gonna make one more roll to see about this. Okay. Again, you're hoping for sevens or lower, and then we're gonna end.
It's not bad.
Okay. And as Olive begins to and reforms into a full person, and you're able to see they're missing their shoes, like just missing their shoes with their pot being shattered. You are able to feel like Olive, as you're holding on, you are able to watch as two Aarakocra decide to fly around the building. Two tuck in their wings and fly directly through after you. And one of them is able to grab onto your left leg, Cowrie, and the other one is able to grab onto all of your right arm and basically enter into your threatened area. And as we have a conflict in the sky and another crew escaping underground, the dichotomy, again, two sides of the coin, we're going to end tonight's session. Sound good?
I need to make a concentration check for fly
Okay.
with that damage.
All right.
Want me to do that?
You're going to make that right now. Okay.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I do have a backup plan. I have a terrible backup plan.
What is it again?
That loop back out.
What is it? It's concentration.
You have
sorry.
to beat the damage that's dealt.
I know, but what do I add to it? It's your constitution.
Half the damage, or 10.
But it's just
yes,
you just
add
add your
constitution. Yeah.
That's a 9.
Wait. Is it a concentration check? But do you use a con saving throw for it? Because I remember this being a funky thing.
Let me ask the Google.
I'm Googling right now. The DC is 10 or half the damage you take.
Constitution
It's a con
saving
save,
throw.
yes.
Saving throw, then Cowrie is still flying. That's a 12.
Gonna
That's 6
give me
plus
a
6.
fucking heart attack. As
Hoy.
luckily, Olive, you're able to remain composed with an Aarakocra pirate bearing down on you. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session. That sound good?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh, I'm fucking delirious. All right, ladies and gentlemen, are we all having a good time?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and yes. Holy sh! 3 hours and 15 minutes. We've been playing for 3 hours and 15 minutes. Holy crap. You guys are fucking amazing. You guys are champions.
You're amazing.
You're amazing for keeping us wired in like this.
Are we all still wired and engaged if we're getting...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
got it. Holy crap. First and foremost, thank you to all of you for participating in this. This has been the culmination. Who knew that the aftermath of the Battle of the Bards would be crazier than the Battle of the Bards
Yeah.
itself?
You did.
You
asshole.
did. You did.
Oh, little old me. Wrote my
Yes,
keys.
you, little old you.
Thank you. And yeah, and of course, thank you to all of you. I really appreciate it. And also, shout out to Forge of Lore. Shout out to Steve. Thank you so much for sticking around.
Thank
We
you,
really do
Steve.
appreciate that. The fact
Thank you,
that
Steve, for bullying Drew into letting us
if there
go
was
longer.
ever, you guys all collectively said no so hard it bought you an extra 40 minutes of game time. You crazy.
Let that be a lesson. You can bully your DM to play longer.
Get in the comments. Be mean to him.
Peer pressure works.
But yes, I hope that was a lot of fun. And so, of course, scheduling can always be a bitch, and it might age poorly. But so yeah, when's the next time you guys want to play? You want to take a couple months off, or what do you want to do?
You just take a couple months off.
I mean, what do you guys want to do? I mean, I'll do whatever you want, but
I'll do whatever you want. So,
so it sounds like ASAP. ASAP. Okay. Then hopefully we'll be live again very soon. Thank you, anybody that's watching. Thank you for coming to the table. I hope I was able to make you feel like you were sitting there looking over our shoulders in a public library as everybody is screaming and hooting and hollering. Hope it's a ton of fun for everybody. Thank you so much. Much love. Have a nice evening, and we will see you next time in Palm of the Fist, Escape from the Arbor. Peace out, everybody.
bye.